Once again, the Red Sox have stared down playoff elimination and risen to the occasion. Now they must stare down history and the New York Yankees. Another Game 7, this one in Babe Ruth's house. Pedro, the Rocket, one game, winner take all.
Welcome to the jungle, it gets worse here every day. You learn to live like an animal in the jungle where we play. You gotta look up for what you see, you take it eventually. You can have anything you want, but you better not take it from me. In the jungle, welcome to the jungle, want to bring it to you. You know where you are, you're in the jungle, baby. You're gonna die.
This is the final game of the American League Championship Series. Pedro Martinez on the team bus with lots of security, arriving at Yankee Stadium about 2 hours ago. For Roger Clemens, always arrives late when he's going to pitch, and he drives to the ballpark. That's what he did today. They're here, and they are ready. We welcome you to Yankee Stadium in New York. Obviously, it will be a raucous and full house that Ruth built. For this Game 7, the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. The winner goes on to the World Series. And waiting to see who the opponent will be, the Florida Marlins. Perhaps the most surprising story of this baseball season. A team that changed managers early on. A team not expected to be anywhere near the postseason. Beat the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley Field for the second night in a row. Last night, 9-6, wrapped it up. Baseball fans around the world and all the ships at sea, we welcome you back to New York. And we can say this is it for this series. Gary Thorne along with Rick Sutcliffe. If you can get a ticket for this baby, good luck.
Well, what's the big deal? These two teams have already played 25 times. I'll tell you the big deal. Derek Jeter told me he had more ticket requests for this ball game tonight than any game ever. What's the deal? It's a league championship series. There's a World Series yet to come, but only for one team.
And a Game 7 is always very special in sports and in baseball. Take a look at the history.
Well, you know, 7's supposed to be a lucky number, but it's only going to be for one team. And I really think these Boston Red Sox got a lot of confidence from what happened with the Florida Marlins. They went to Chicago and won 2 games. That's the task for Boston here in New York tonight.
Joe Torre met with the press after yesterday's game and looked forward to what's going to be going on because the Red Sox are 4-0 when facing elimination this postseason. The Yankees have gone 9-3 in LCS when they've had a chance to clinch. And no two teams have ever met more in 1 year than these two. Torre said of today,
you know, you don't leave anything in the bag tomorrow. Everybody's available. And, you know, you got 2 great pitchers. And, you know, Roger, I know he's up for the task, and I'm sure Pedro is too. And, you know, we'll have to grind like we do against Pedro.
We've, you know, just battled and fought, against these guys all year. I mean, we get to play them 18 times, and both of our teams have changed in different ways at different times. And, you know, that's what baseball's about.
Let's admit it. This is it. And, you know, you really have to do a good job of talking yourself into making yourself believe it's just another baseball game.
just moments ago, Pedro Martinez took the field here at Yankee Stadium, and obviously there was a lot of concern about what that was going to look and sound like.
Well, there's been a lot of security, not only at his hotel, but on the bus when he got off the bus. And you can see they are not only walking him out to the bullpen, they are in place in the bullpen. They're down the lines. It's a chance for the Yankee fans to voice their opinion.
All right, Pedro Martinez. He's had a lot of great starts in his career, but none bigger than this.
Well, you know, you got to go back to a little bit. It was a big start, Gary, in Game 3. They had split the series here at New York. They got Pedro on the mound. They had a 2-0 lead to begin with. But here come the Yankees. Kareem Garcia with 2 outs gets a base hit. The captain, Derek Jeter, with the home run to tie the ball game up. Pedro obviously frustrated. And then the pitch that started everything. Kareem Garcia clearly at his head. He was not happy. But the next hitter, Soriano, hits into a double play. From that point on, the fireworks started. Posada said, hit me in the head. Pedro said, you want me to hit you in the head? I'll do that. I'll be happy to do that. Well, Roger Clemens, his next hitter was Manny Ramirez. That ball really didn't seem close, but if you're Manny Ramirez, you can understand why he would react like that. Don Zimmer said that's enough of it. He was the only one that could get to Pedro. Pedro said enough of him.
What an amazing circumstance, and the Yankee fans see him here in person for the first time since all that happened. The loss in Game 3, 4 runs, 6 hits over 7 innings. Since 2000 against the Yankees, he's gone just 5-7, even though the opponents, Yankees, have hit only 207 against him. Well, that's part of the matchup. Now we go to a guy who in the Boston record books holds most of their all-time pitching records, but he pitches for the Yankees.
Well, he's got some all-time records in all-time baseball, too. 6 Cy Young awards, over 310 wins. But he told Andy Pettitte, he said, I got to win this ball game. You take care of things next year because I'm retired. And he did exactly that. There's a strikeout in the 5th inning of Bill Miller. There's a strikeout of Veritek to end the 5th inning. Then in the 6th inning, the velocity was good as ever. He strikes out Nomar. 2 men on, only 1 out. He gets the routine ground ball double play to end that 6th inning. Roger Clemens reacts. He left with the Yankees in the lead 4-2. He did his job. He beat Pedro at Fenway.
Those are the numbers in Game 3. Just the 2 runs and 5 hits over 6 innings. He has never won 2 games in the same postseason series. He will have to do that tonight for the Yankees to advance. Roger Clemens, maybe the last game he ever pitches in Major League Baseball. Destiny? The destiny, according to one New York writer today, is not with the Yankees or with the Red Sox. It's with the fans. It's the fact that there is going to be a Game 7 in this great rivalry, and it's going to be here tonight. 2 wins in the series till yesterday when he got 4.
John Burkett on the mound. First inning. The New York Yankees only 9 innings away from their 39th pennant. There's the early lead on a home run by Jason Giambi. Hand that lead over to Andy Pettitte in the 2nd inning. Take a look at David Ortiz. Down he goes. Kevin Millar, down he goes. Pettitte up 1-0 through 2.
Then it would be the long ball to the Red Sox. One of 2 monster home runs. Veritek into the upper deck at Yankee Stadium to tie the ball game up. Mel Stottlemyre out to have a word with the Yankees starter. That has always worked. This time it did not. Ortiz delivers a 2 RBI single. He had not been hitting in this series, and the Red Sox were on top. Then Nomar Garciaparra, who had been struggling at the plate, struggled in the field. That error would keep the inning alive, and the Yankees would take advantage of it. Soriano would deliver a 2 RBI double. Both of the runs that scored on that double were unearned.
We go to the 5th inning. Hey, Posada at home plate, taking advantage of that big wind blowing out to left field. He puts the Yankees up 6-4, but that would be the last Yankee run. You thought it might be enough the way Jose Contreras pitched when he came in, striking out the side in the 6th inning. But in the 7th, Nomar Garciaparra, too, put one up into the wind, well off the center field wall. When Matsui came up with it, he had no idea where he was at. He threw it into the stands. Nomar continued on in. Then Joe Torre had to manage. He might have done things a little different. The intentional pass followed up by 4 straight balls to Johnny Damon. That scored David Ortiz.
The Red Sox put it away. Nixon, Trot Nixon, a blast into the upper deck the other way for Boston. And the Red Sox would end it with Jorge Posada's fly ball. Center field, Johnny Damon, Williamson, 3 saves and all 3 wins in this series for the Red Sox. Game over. 9-6 the final. Embry spectacular in relief. Contreras took the loss in relief for the Yankees. Giambi, Jorge Posada, home runs for New York. Nixon, Veritek for Boston. And that brings us to this Game 7.
Boston with a 277 average took a big step in getting that up in this series to where it was at 289 during the regular season. Every one of their starters yesterday had a hit. Every one of their starters yesterday either scored a run or drove in a run.
Will those bats still be alive for Boston in this Game 7? That is the question. Yankee Stadium jam-packed. There'll be over 55,000 on hand. The fans up at the bullpen have already had their say with Martinez as Roger Clemens gets ready for the... There are a lot of great names and numbers associated with New York Yankee baseball. That number 8 that is hung up there, that is retired. It belongs to one of the greatest catchers the game's ever seen, Yogi Berra. There is Yogi. The privilege of throwing out the first pitch here at Yankee Stadium. After a long-running feud with George Steinbrenner, for years he would not come back. They settled a dispute. He's back. Roger Clemens, warming up, always goes out to rub the cap on the monument of Babe Ruth before he starts preparing for the game. Here at Yankee Stadium, Game 7s have always been in the World Series. 1926, they lost to the Cardinals in a Game 7 by a score of 3-2, the first Game 7 ever played here. The Brooklyn Dodgers, yes, in Brooklyn in 1947, they beat them 5-2 in a Game 7 to win that World Series. In 1955, there would be another Game 7 here at Yankee Stadium. It again would be their arch rival in town, Brooklyn Dodgers. This time the Dodgers came away with a 2-0 win in Game 7 and a World Championship. In 1957, Milwaukee was the home for the Braves. This Game 7 ended 5-0 in favor of the Braves. Those are the previous Game 7s played here at Yankee Stadium. Every one of them a World Series classic. Now we get set for another classic tonight. Everybody, Rick, talks about, what is it? What is going to decide this game? What's going to be the big difference? Nobody obviously knows with these great starters, but I thought all day the one thing that Boston may have as an advantage in this game is Tim Wakefield.
I agree with you, because if Pedro Martinez is not his normal self, they can go to Wakefield. Gary, if Roger Clemens is not right and he cannot get deep into the ball game to hand it off to Mariano Rivera, they could be in trouble. He basically started Game 1, that being Tim Wakefield, by default. Pedro Martinez, Derek Lowe weren't able to go. Well, the New York Yankees feel like it's Tim Wakefield's fault that we're here for a Game 7.
And he is ready. He doesn't need a day's rest, but he's had a day's rest. Will they need him? Pedro Martinez will make the start, but everybody agrees Pedro Martinez in this postseason has not been the Pedro Martinez that we have seen in past years.
Pedro Martinez always looks for something to make him mad on the day that he started. Well, he's got about 55,000 reasons to be mad here tonight. They let him know when he walked out of that dugout, they don't appreciate them. They appreciated what Don Zimmer tried to do, but that's not the story. The story is somebody's got to swing the bats against that man again.
We'll keep an eye on the velocity that Martinez has in this game. The Yankees take the field. What must it be like for Roger Clemens to take the mound tonight, not knowing whether or not this is the last game he will ever pitch at the major league level? Game 7. They win it. He'll pitch again. MasterCard brings you the Red Sox starting lineup. Not going to change much there. Trot Nixon and Bill Miller at the bottom of that lineup have been flip-flopped, however.
There are a lot of teams that would like to have Jason Veritek in their lineup hitting third or fourth. That tells you the strength of Grady Little's ball club when they're right. They were right yesterday.
They start against a longtime nemesis, a former Red Sox hero. Roger Clemens, in the Boston record books, has pitched more innings, made more starts, won more games, had as many shutouts and more strikeouts than any other pitcher in Boston history. Tonight, he will try and tack on to the curse of the Red Sox.
He might be throwing the baseball as well as he ever has. And that's quite a comment for a guy with 6 Cy Young awards, but he has won his last 6 straight starts. The problem is they're not to the World Series yet. He, at 41 years of age, has got to crank it up again to get him there.
Let's take a look at the defense that will play behind Clemens for the Yankees.
Nick Johnson, first base, USA.
Alfonso Soriano, second base, Dominican Republic.
Enrique Wilson, infielder, Dominican Republic.
Derek Jeter, shortstop, USA.
Hideki Matsui, outfielder, out, Japan.
Bernie Williams, center field, Puerto Rico.
My name is Karim Garcia. I'm an outfielder from Mexico.
Jorge Posada, catcher, Puerto Rico.
There's the defense. This rivalry, of course, which has been, in Joe Torre's words, the greatest rivalry in baseball, features in this game tonight for the second time in this series. Martinez and Clemens, two who pretty much can count on walking into the Hall of Fame someday and seeing their plaques. The most wins by opposing starters in a clinching game. These two are number 1 ever.
There were some Hall of Famers that took exception to people saying that about Pedro Martinez being a Hall of Famer, saying he didn't act like it with that pitch he threw to Karim Garcia. He's got a chance to get their vote tonight.
Johnny Damon is leading it off. Clemens is in with a strike on him. Damon has gone 4 for 15. Bounces that one foul at the plate. And you get the fans roaring on the first strike, and it is not likely to stop until the last one. 61 degrees at game time. The big winds we had yesterday have died down. It is a mostly clear sky and a beautiful night here in New York. Damon toward short. Derek Jeter, the big hop. They are 26 outs away from going to the World Series.
That's the big difference in Roger Clemens right now. That crowd wanted that strikeout, but he realized to get that strikeout, he would have to maximum the effort put into that last pitch. He went with the split finger, a little off-speed pitch. He got the ground ball. He got the first guy out with just 3 total pitches.
Now Todd Walker. Walker has been their home run hitter this postseason with 5 of them. Pedro Martinez waiting, watching, hoping for some runs to work with in this game against Clemens. That pitch is on the outside corner. Ball 2 to Todd Walker.
They've had a saying the second half of the year for Grady Little's team, and it's keep the line moving. That means continue to get on base so that everybody during the course of the inning gets an opportunity to hit.
2-0 delivery on the way. It's inside. Roger Clemens has gone 2-0 this postseason, an ERA of 2.08. In this series, of course, he ended up in that matchup earlier in the series against Martinez that he won, going 6 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits. That's going to be taken for a strike, 3-1. Lifetime for Clemens. 2-0 this postseason and 8-6 in his career in postseason games. 3-1 delivery on the way. Swung on and missed. 3-2. Todd Walker with a 3-2. Walker has had good numbers against Clemens, 12 for 30 in his career. In fact, there are a number of these Red Sox players in this lineup who've had a pretty good bat against the Rocket.
Walker had a good day against him in Game 3 of this series when he went 1 for 2. That hit being a double.
3-2 again. That one down the right field line. Walker a late start, and that is a foul ball Almost caught by a fan. If I were a fan in this postseason, I might not want to be leaning out to catch anything, because it might change your whole life and not for the better.
You know what I was thinking on that ball hit by Walker? It was called foul by Angel Hernandez. In game 1, the umpires were set up exactly like this. Angel Hernandez called the ball foul by Walker, and he was overruled.
Yeah, foul back. Walker refusing to give in here. 3-2. There is Angel Hernandez, who moves down the line. He and Joe West have the lines tonight. Tim McClellan, who is the crew chief, and obviously thinks it's still summer. Short sleeve shirt behind home plate. It is 61 degrees, and it is comfortable here at Yankee Stadium tonight. 9th pitch of this at bat coming up. Clemens to Walker. Boy, if you're the Red Sox, you love to have this kind of an at-bat early in the game.
Well, Johnny Damon wanted to do the same thing, but Roger Clemens would not let him by throwing 3 consecutive strikes. He started the at-bat with Walker off with 3 consecutive balls. So basically, he has put himself in this hole. He's got the ability, though, to get himself out of it.
Again, the 3-2 delivery by Clemens, and that's going to be a base hit into right center field. Bernie Williams going over to cut it off, and does. That'll hold Walker to a single. A 10-pitch at bat with a single. That is a quality at bat.
There's certain guys that just see the baseball better out of certain pitchers' hands, and that's got to be the case with Todd Walker. He had success against a lot of people this year, but those are amazing numbers against Roger Clemens, and numbers overall you just don't find very often. He adds to it.
Ralph Kiner, a former broadcast partner of mine and one of the world's great home run hitters of all time, always used to say, I don't want to hear about quality at bats. I don't care how many pitches. If the guy's out, it's not a quality at bat. If he gets a hit and he had 10 pitches to do it, that's a quality at bat. Nomar Garciaparra, 4-hit ball game last night. Fouls that one off.
There's guys that see the ball well out of Roger Clemens' hands, and then there's guys like Nomar, and there are a lot more like Nomar than like Todd Walker that don't see it well. You could tell there trying to hold up. He just did not know or recognize what that pitch was.
9 for 52 lifetime against Clemens. 2 of the 9 hits have been home runs.
Those home runs normally against Roger will come after he hits that 85 to 90 pitch mark. Not normally when he's not even gotten to 20 yet.
Walker on at first base. 1 strike delivery, hit in the air, right field. Garcia going back. He's got a bead on it. He makes the catch. Tagging Walker going to second base. Heads up base running. Gets him down to second. There are 2 down. Took him to the warning track. Breeze is not going to affect the ball very much hit in the air tonight.
But by him doing that, that really has an effect on what happens in this at bat. If he were still at first base, Manny Ramirez needed a double, he would probably try to pull the ball. But look at Walker. We've talked about the base running blunders by Boston. This is heads up right here, getting into scoring position. Now Manny can approach Roger Clemens by hitting to any part of the field.
Here is Ramirez coming in. The fans get on him in light of his involvement in the Game 3 incident when Clemens, he thought, came too close to him. Now they face up again. Pitch is taken down low. Much has been made of the fact Ramirez grew up within walking distance of Yankee Stadium. He grew up here in the Bronx. And about with a month left to go in the regular season, he started talking about wanting to come back and be a Yankee when they were battling the Yankees for the postseason spot. So Ramirez loves playing here because to him it's back home. 1-0 delivery. 1-1.
I think in the back of his mind that fastball up around his neck isn't still lingering. That wasn't the same swing on a fastball away that he took yesterday off of Contreras, and basically the same velocity, same location, but a different man on the mound.
Just a 179 average against Clemens for Ramirez. Walker at second base. Breaking ball, but misses down low. A 2-ball, 1-strike count. Red Sox at times, and for the most part in this series, Rick, have shown good patience at the plate.
They really have. I mean, they've gotten the base hits. They have just run themselves out of innings by putting runners in motion on 3-2 pitches. And you talk about pitches, that is so important because there are a lot of bridges here in New York, but there's no bridge consistent this year from Joe Torre from the starting pitcher to his closer.
The middle relief has been a problem. Fouled off. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on Ramirez. Clemens, 5th in strikeouts with 190 during this past season, has had to throw 19 pitches so far here in the first. The fans want a K from him right here. Ortiz on deck. Two balls, 2 strikes, runner at second base. Ramirez fouls it back to stay alive.
He's only really thrown him one off-speed pitch, that being the split finger fastball, and I think it has a lot to do with the first inning in Clemens' last start. A couple of guys on. Manny Ramirez with a big 1-out base hit, driving in 2 runs right off the bat, giving the Boston Red Sox that lead. The Rocket doesn't want to make the same mistake.
Jorge Posada, the sign, a check swing, really, fly ball to right. Garcia's got it. Clemens gave up 2 runs, 3 hits in the first inning in his game 3 start. He didn't do it here in this one. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on for Martinez. First time you may have heard a standing boo. About 55,000 involved in it.
You know, just watching him warm up, though, Gary, and I talked to him for about 5 minutes before the game tonight. I don't think he's healthy. I didn't see one good fastball in any of his warm-up pitches.
Soriano leads it off. That's why we said we'll keep an eye on the radar and see how hard he's throwing.
That was just a little two-seam sinking fastball away to start this at-bat off with.
Soriano on a sweeping breaking ball. It's taken up high, 1-1. Pedro Martinez, 1-1 regular season against the Yankees, 9-8 in his career. He is 1-1 this postseason, 4-1 in his career in postseason games, and throttled back even more on that pitch, 1-2. He just hasn't thrown as hard in this postseason as he did during the regular season and in past years. That's why there's some issue about his health. 1-2 delivery, and he got him. He gets the strikeout. Let's take a look at the rest of the lineup for the Yankees. There are some changes in it positioning wise. Nick Johnson's been moved up to bat second in the lineup. Enrique Wilson is in for Aaron Boone at third base.
Joe Torre, with all of the success that he's had by moving Giambi down there, is just trying to take some pressure off of him. People say he's trying to jumpstart the New York Yankees offensively. Sometimes that's unfair because if Grady Little were to have done that, people would have said he's panicking. What's he doing?
Nick Johnson moves up into the number 2 spot. Total postseason numbers. Average of 200, a little better in this series. He's gone 6 for 22, but he has hit Martinez well, 7 for 20. Now, folks, that wasn't even remotely close to Nick Johnson.
You're going to see a lot of those tonight from both of these guys on the mound. That's how they've made their living. They have to do that to be able to get people out.
2-0 delivery on the way, went outside with it, missed, and it's 3-0 on Johnson. Very fine numbers against Pedro Martinez. Jeter hitting third. 3-0 delivery. It's down the middle for a strike, taken all the way.
89 miles an hour. he has not thrown one four-seam fastball yet. Everything has been the two-seam with the late movement. He's also got a cutter that'll go in on a left-hander he can use.
That one's up high. Let's check the defense for the Red Sox in this Game 7.
Kev Millar, first base, USA.
Todd Walker, second base, USA.
Bill Miller, third base, United States of America.
Hi, Nomar Garcia-Parra, shortstop, USA.
Manny Ramirez, left field, and I'm from Dominican Republic.
Hi, I'm Johnny Damon, center field, USA.
Trot Nixon, right field, USA.
Jason Varitek, catcher, United States of America.
There are the Red Sox trying to put away a Game 7 and go to the World Series for the first time since 1986. If they could get there. Here's Derek Jeter. Runner on at first base. Martinez is in there with a strike. Williams and Matsui to follow if the inning goes on.
By having Jeter here instead of Jason Giambi, Joe Torre has some options. He can put Nick Johnson in motion. Jeter a good contact man. The hit and run a possibility because Pedro never has been quick to home plate.
Varitek sets up outside. 0-1 delivery on the way. Tried to pull it back in. Didn't get the call. 1-1. Opponents hit just .215 off Martinez. During the regular season, the best opponent average in the league. .239 for left-handers. Right-handers hit just .178 off him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nick Johnson at first, not a big lead. Long look. Breaking ball off the fist. First base. Millar. 2 down. He jammed him. Good pitch, Martinez.
Yankees need to have paid attention watching him warm up. That's a two-seam fastball again, running in onto the right-hander, away from the left-hander. You're not going to have a lot of velocity with a fastball that moves. Let's take a look at the key now. No fear. What do we mean by that? Well, after Pedro threw at Kareem Garcia, he had his way with the New York Yankee lineup. He had 12 guys come to home plate. He retired 12 consecutive outs. And Gary, only 2 of those outs, if you'll remember, were to the outfield. Everything else was strikeouts or on the infield.
Both pitchers, after all the melee in Game 3, the whole thing just settled down, didn't it? And they took over the game. Bernie Williams, that's going to be a base hit into left field. Stopping at second base. No chance to move on. Johnson, 2 on, 2 down. First hit for the Yankees.
As honest as Joe Torre is, I think even right now he'd tell you he would like to have put Nick Johnson in motion now. You put him in motion, possibly getting him into scoring position. That base hit would have put a run up on the board.
Williams had an 0 for 10 going in this series prior to that base hit. So Bernie Williams is on with just his 4th hit of the series. The Yankees have 2 on, 2 down, and Matsui up. In a Game 7 like this, every potential opportunity to score a run magnified 10 times or more, because you don't know how many you're going to get, and you know there's not going to be a tomorrow. So that's why these games have such great intensity to them.
These guys on the mound get a little bit more intense too when there's a runner in scoring position. Pedro's velocity up a couple of miles an hour in that last pitch.
Matsui takes the fastball inside. He's gone 6 for 21 in this series. And all of Japan has stopped whatever they were doing to watch Hideki Matsui. Some 10 million viewers in Japan. 1-1 delivery inside. Matsui got an RBI double against Pedro in Game 3. That's the one hit he's had off him.
One of the best strikeout pitchers in the game on the mound. Matsui still being patient, working that count, trying to get something on the outer half of the plate.
2-1 delivery to Matsui, off speed delivery that's in there for a strike. You have to wait a little bit on the home plate umpire, Tim McClellan. That strike call's a little slow and delayed, so hang on.
Another thing that's delayed is Jason Varitek. I don't know if they're giving location. Look how he kind of moved in there. Look where he goes. You see how Matsui was like almost completely full. That's normally where he likes the baseball. Giving location might have cost him a pitch to hit.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. Inside, missed it. Matsui thought he had a walk. It's 3-2. Whoa.
It's so loud. What happened there was he did not hear Tim McClellan, the home plate umpire, call that previous pitch a strike. He thought the count was 3-1. He could be selective, look for a ball that he wanted. He did not know what the count was that time, I'll guarantee you.
How about that? Had he known, he might have swung at this pitch. Better maybe that he didn't on that occasion. Now he better be ready for a strike, though. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. An advantage for the runners. They will be going. Johnson and Williams. Martinez, 3-2 delivery. Matsui, a towering fly ball to shallow center. Johnny Damon. And that will do it for the Yankees. So no runs, a base hit, and 2 are left on. Pedro Martinez silences the crowd, at least for the moment. Each team has left runners on in scoring position in the first inning of this ball game. This presentation of the 2003 American League Championship Series is brought to you by MasterCard. There are some things in life that money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. What a spectacular night and sight for a classic Game 7. Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. This beautiful fall evening before this full house, looking for the American League representative to go to the 2003 World Series.
How many tickets could they have sold if there was availability for this ball game tonight? 4 times this many?
Not sure you could build a ballpark that big even if you wanted to. There's David Ortiz standing in, the designated hitter, 5 for 21 in the series. Clemens strike on the outside corner. And then to really make it fun, they had a massive water main break in Washington Heights on the Upper East Side of New York that closed down major highways at 2 o'clock this afternoon. That one lined to center. Bernie Williams right at him. Boy, that ball stung. And Adam ball, 1 down. Take a look at the umpiring crew for this game. Tim McClellan's the crew chief, and he's got the plate. Terry Kraft, Alfonso Marquez, Darrell Cousins, Joe West, and Angel Hernandez.
Well, the guy who's been in charge this whole series is the right guy to have behind home plate tonight. A little bit tight from time to time, but most of the time when we look at a pitch for the second time, you're going to find Tim McClellan was right on.
He's got the plate. Foul back. I said upper east side, upper west side, where Washington Heights is. And some of the Yankee players got here late today because trying to get in from New Jersey across the George Washington Bridge was really tough, because the bridge was open and closed on and off today because of the massive traffic jam. 0-1 delivery. That one misses inside. 1-1.
Yeah, Joe Torre was sending his coaches and media relations people to go find the players as they came in, so that he could, instead of penciling their names into the lineup, he could do it with a Sharpie.
1-1 fouled off, and Roger Clemens was one of those, because Clemens has a home in New Jersey and comes across the George Washington Bridge to get to work. They had to get a police escort out there to get him here.
I think that's the toughest thing for Roger. It's a reason he was only 500 with an ERA over 5 at home, is because when he leaves his house here, he's leaving his wife and kids. That's why he's leaving the game of baseball.
1-2 delivery. Hit in the air to right center field. Bernie Williams on his horse. Not going to get to it. That's in the gap, but Williams cuts it off. Going to try for 2. No. Good play by Williams to get it back in. And Millar's on with his 6th hit of the series.
Off-speed pitch. Look at the grip. There's the split-fingered fastball that has kept Roger Clemens in this game. Outer half of the plate. It came back in. And, you know, I got to be honest with you. You'll see it coming out. You see the tumbling action. Bernie Williams used to make that play. He made a terrific play earlier in this series on a ball that was hit in the left center field gap, but he does not run, and he's had a lot of injuries to his knees and his shoulder. That's a ball that normally he would have gotten a lot closer to and possibly made that play, Gary.
That has been said all year, that he has lost a step or two, and the arm has also gone down in strength. Now Trot Nixon. Nixon's been moved up a spot in the lineup by Grady Little because he is a .368 lifetime hitter off Clemens, and he has had a solid postseason with that .300 average. So Nixon moves up, and Bill Miller, the league batting champion, moves in behind him in the 8th spot. 1-0 delivery, check swing, and that misses down low. 2-0.
We've talked about Matsui possibly going to center field next year because he has better range. I really think the solution is to put Alfonso Soriano out there. Move Bernie over to right field, and then you've got a guy that can cover as much range as, well, nobody covers what Andrew Jones does, but anybody else in Soriano.
2-0 delivery. That's a smash to right field, way back, and the outfielders are watching. Goodbye, home run. Nixon has done it again. And the Red Sox have a 2-0 lead. His 4th career home run off Roger Clemens.
Grady Little told me before game 1, he said there are a lot of players that won't admit it, but they're intimidated by the atmosphere here at Yankee Stadium. They get intimidated with a guy like Roger Clemens on the mound. He said Trot Nixon is just the opposite. He thrives on opportunities like this. He has just put 2 runs up in the 2nd inning for Boston.
4 postseason home runs now for Trot Nixon this year, and a 2-0 lead. And the home runs he's hit have been no doubters.
What has happened since that terrific at bat by Todd Walker? All of the pitches thrown, all of the good pitches fouled off. He eventually got a base hit. Everybody since then has put the ball in the air. None of them have hit it that far.
The congratulations to Trot Nixon. A 1-ball, 1-strike count on Bill Miller. And Miller fouls that one back, 1-2.
Pedro Martinez would have given up that 2-run homer. Tim Wakefield would be getting loose. Maybe not up and throwing, but he would be moving around. Joe Torre has nobody.
Red Sox have out-homered the Yankees in this series now 10-5. Swung on, wild cut for the strikeout. And for Clemens, his first K of the game.
That wasn't much of an at-bat there by Miller. Little splitter on the outer half of the plate. To me, that pitch from up here, I could tell it started out low. There's the grip. I don't know what you're doing. Even if that was a fastball, it was not going to be a strike. Miller just gave away an at-bat.
Talk about hitting with confidence. That's something right now Bill Miller is not doing. Clemens with the K. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Jason Varitek. Varitek 4 for 16 in this series. He takes that to right field into the corner. That's going to be a base hit. Garcia plays it off the wall. Varitek trying for 2. Garcia's throw too strong, and Varitek is in with a double. And Rick, that looked like he had guessed right or knew what was coming on that pitch.
Got another ball up in the zone. Looks like Roger just trying to get over that splitter on the outer half of the plate. You know, a lot of times too, you get caught on the mound guessing. 2 outs, nobody on. You say the number 9 guy, okay, he's going to take a strike. He's going to work the count, you know, not let me get out of here just throwing 1 pitch. Well, Jason Varitek has sat behind home plate all year long, watching his pitchers lay that 2-out, nobody on pitch in there. He said, I think I'll lay some wood to it.
Varitek gets his 2nd double of the postseason, and Damon gets a chance with 2 down to get an RBI. Johnny Damon grounded out his first time up. Varitek in scoring position with 2 away.
Damon was a big thorn in the side of Roger Clemens 5 days ago, going 3 for 3 in his first game back since that collision with Damian Jackson.
That one's taken inside. Clemens, 1 ball, 1 strike count on Damon. That home run by the Boston Red Sox 10th home run, ties an American League Championship Series record held by New York and Toronto. 1-1 delivery. Damon thought about it, stays away, and it's 2-1.
Johnny Damon's got to think a little bit now. The guy in the on-deck circle has had his way with Roger Clemens. Roger just there took a look over to make sure Walker was still out on the on-deck circle. That means you're going to get a pitch to hit. By design, Roger Clemens is going to throw you a strike.
Here's the 2-1 delivery. Damon got that towards short. It'll be cut off by Enrique Wilson at third. And an error on the throw. That's going to score a run. Veritek will score. Wilson put in for his bat, taking the glove of Aaron Boone out at third. And an error and a run and a 3-0 Red Sox lead.
I know that Jason Veritek was close to him, but there's still no excuse at all for this. Get yourself set. You've got plenty of time to make that throw. He just flat let it get away from him. I don't know why Nick Johnson didn't come off the bag. You have to dive for that ball, trying to keep it in front of you to keep Veritek from scoring. I think that goes as a physical error on one guy and a mental error on the other one.
And allows a run in and keeps the inning alive. Now Walker's up, singled his first time up, and he's got a runner at second base, 2 down. Wild throw by Enrique Wilson.
You can't anticipate a perfect throw as a first baseman. You have to anticipate just the opposite.
The 1-0 delivery to Walker's foul back.
Take a look at Johnson here. There's the throw. There's the runner. Veritek getting out of the way. Now you get set. All right, they got away from him. But look at Johnson. What are you doing with your foot still on the bag? You have to be more versatile, more flexible than that. Go out there and get that. You could have stretched out. You could have kept that ball in front of you. Instead, forget about being afraid of the runner. This is Game 7.
Unable to make that play or to stop that ball. 1-1 delivery down to first base. Nick Johnson's got this one, and that will retire the side. But the Red Sox come up with a big second inning as they push 3 runs across, one of them unearned. 42 pitches already thrown by Roger Clemens, and one of them left the yard. Ron Nixon, a 2 RBI homer, his 4th of this postseason. Sox 3 and the Yankees nothing. This is only the 3rd time in American League Championship Series history that there has been a Game 7. Martinez gets the strike. The last time was '86. It also involved the Red Sox. They came from a 3-1 deficit against California, the Angels, and won Game 7 8-1. That's the last time in the American League there had been a Game 7. That pitch misses down low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jorge Posada. Giambi and Wilson to follow for the Yankees. Popped up shallow center. Johnny Damon. He's got it. Jorge Posada's retired. 1 away here in the 2nd inning.
Let's look back 17 years ago. The Rocket. A little bit slimmer, a lot younger. Game 7 of that American League Championship Series. Doug DeCinces, he was 5 feet from that outside corner. That's an excited ball club right there. This Boston Red Sox team's excited now.
And that was Roger Clemens in a Red Sox uniform. Don't get confused. That's where he pitched back in '86.
100 career wins at Fenway.
Taken up high. Martinez falls behind 2-0. Giambi moved down in the order. The DH, 4 hits, 21 at bats in this series. Enrique Wilson waiting on deck. Big infield switch put on as they move everybody over. Our third baseman, Bill Miller's almost behind second base. He is way over there. Look at that room. Third base and the third baseman. Fastball, that's in there for a strike. 3-1.
Boy, how much is the stock of Jason Giambi dropped? You don't normally put the take on with him on any count. That take was on there.
He's taken some big hits in the media here in New York. 3-1 delivery to him, and that's a strike, and it's 3-2. Looking more for the walk than hitting the baseball on that pitch.
You're exactly right. It is a lack of confidence. And you know what? There's nothing Joe Torre, the hitting coach, George Stein, there's nothing they can do until he gets a couple of hits.
Martinez comes back at him and strikes him out after he fell behind 3-0, and you hear the boos.
You take strikes and you swing at balls. That has been the case throughout this series for Jason Giambi. This pitch a strike? Not even close. Everybody here in the ballpark knew it, but Jason still can't figure it out.
Pedro Martinez with a couple of strikeouts in the ball game now. That'll bring up Enrique Wilson out of the Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Coming off the bench to start at third because he hits Martinez. That one hit it foul and into the seats.
Absolutely love Santo Domingo. Casa de Campo, La Romana. Had the pleasure twice of getting an opportunity to play winter ball in the Dominican Republic. I learned more about baseball playing in that winter league those 2 years than I did at any other level anywhere.
A lot of baseball gets played there, and obviously with the number of major leaguers who've come out of there, it's quality baseball. 2 down, nobody on. That one the other way towards the foul line, and it's caught. Good play, Ramirez. He almost had to run home to catch that one. A 1-2-3 inning for Pedro Martinez. Nomar Garciaparra will get a shot at the plate, and Ramirez and Ortiz the do-ups. Clemens ready to go back to work. The Red Sox have a 3-0 lead. Game 7 of the American League Championship Series. The winner will open at home against the Florida Marlins on Saturday, game 1 of the 2003 World Series. Nomar Garciaparra stands in, takes it outside for a ball. He flied to right his first time up.
What have you done for me lately? After that great day yesterday, nobody remembers the horrible start he had in the first 5 games of this series.
Winning does a lot to take care of that, doesn't it?
Oh boy. And just like what needs to happen for Jason Giambi, it did happen for Nomar yesterday. He's confident now. He'll take a base on ball if that's what you want to give him.
2-0 count. Clemens' fastball is down low, 3-0. And like Andy Pettit the other night, my sense, Rick, is that the Rockets struggle a little bit here, trying to find the strike zone.
Todd Walker. He didn't score a run. He didn't drive in a run. But by making the Rocket work as hard as he did, Roger has not caught his breath yet.
Real fastball. He bears that one in and gets a 3-1 count.
Pedro was outstanding in the bottom of the second to go 1-2-3 and make the Rocket get right back out there and try to get somebody out.
3-1 delivery on the way to Garciaparra. That's taken for a strike. Clemens 2-0 in the postseason, a victory in this series. As Rick mentioned, though, he struggled at home. 7 wins, 7 losses here at Yankee Stadium this year with an ERA over 5. 3-2 delivery. Garciaparra fights it off.
He also struggled all year long against this Boston Red Sox lineup. An ERA of 8.67. That's unheard of for Roger Clemens against anybody, but that was the case this year.
He won 2 and lost 3 against Boston. 3-2 delivery again. Garciaparra pops that one up first base side. Nick Johnson. 1 away in the 3rd.
So what did Mr. Kiner say? That's not a quality at bat?
Didn't get on? Don't tell me about quality. That's just Ralph talking now. Usually, though, when he talked about hitting, I listened.
But see, that was back in the day when they could throw 200 pitches.
That's right.
They pitched every 4th day.
Yep. Here's Manny Ramirez, who flied out to right field his first time up. Ramirez takes that pitch inside. Just got out of the way of that one as he thought about swinging at it. 1-0. Garcia power back. He's had an 0 for 2 in this ball game. Classic matchup for a Game 7. This great rivalry of the Red Sox and the Yankees. And a former Boston great, Roger Clemens, starting against Pedro Martinez, meeting for the second time as a matchup in this series. One in Boston, Game 3, the brawl in Beantown. Now they get to go at it again in that game. Ramirez charged the mound, thought Clemens had thrown inside. Zimmer hauled to the ground by Martinez. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Big cut. 1-2. Clemens won that game. The 1-2 delivery, and Ramirez takes that to right field. Drifting over is Garcia, and he's got it. 2 down.
What's happened when the two of these guys have hooked up in the past? Well, let's take a look at it. You can see Pedro has won 2 out of the 3 decisions he had. Look at the ERA for Pedro. Excuse me. Look at the innings, the strikeouts for both of them. But the ERA completely different there. And you just have to figure that Pedro would be 3-0 if he would have gotten some more run support.
2 down, nobody on. Here's Ortiz, who flied out his first time up. Nick Johnson at first base gobbles that one up. And a 1-2-3 inning. So both pitchers settle it down in each of their last half innings. The Red Sox have the 3-0 lead here at Yankee Stadium. Who have emailed us, and I mean, we've had just a ton of them, and it's been great. I was telling Rick before the game, a friend of mine, Ted Drury, a hockey player, has gone to Germany to play. We got a call and an email from Ted. He and his wife Liz and their children Jack and Lily set the alarm for 2 a.m. They are up watching this game. Great to have you with us. That pitch is taken outside for a ball.
So baseball's even got the hockey players' attention, huh?
Even hockey players in Germany. Pretty darn good.
Well, there's baseball, and then there's this kind of baseball in this setting between these two teams.
Garcia pops that one up left field. Ramirez and Johnny Damon. Damon wants it, and he's got it. And another fly ball out, 1 down.
Fly ball's not near as exciting today as they were yesterday.
Yeah. Want to remind you, MLB.com is your source for the best coverage of Major League Baseball. Latest news, stats, video. You can follow your favorite team. Radio broadcasts at Game Day Audio. Watch the game at MLB.tv. And you can email us. TV questions at website.mlb.com. As so many of you have done. Pedro Martinez, top of the order. Up against him is Soriano, strikeout victim. Martinez has walked 1 and struck out 2 so far. Soriano will step out. There have been no ground balls off Pedro Martinez yet. A couple of strikeouts, the others have been in the air. Soriano takes a strike on the outside corner. Martinez, 14-game winner this year, 166 wins, only 67 losses in his career. And he chases one up high there, 0-2. Soriano's only 4 for 35 lifetime off Pedro Martinez. Martinez has him guessing right now on this 0-2 count. Outside on a breaking ball, 1-2. Since 1900, you want to talk about the quality of this matchup. Since 1900, Martinez and Clemens are numbers 1 and 4 in win percentage in the last 103 years. 1 and 4 in win percentage all time in the last 103 years. That's what you're getting in this matchup for the second time in this series with Clemens and Martinez.
And to me, that's one of 2 things you look for in a #1 guy, Gary. You have to have a huge difference between wins and losses. You have to be so many games over 500 to get to the postseason. The other important statistic, and the only other important one, is innings.
And they both can do that.
remarkable what the Yankee starters have done this year. David Wells at 40 years of age, the Rocket at 41, both Pettit and Mike Mussina in their 30s, and yet all of them well over 200 innings this year.
Clemens threw 211 innings during the regular season. Pedro Martinez, who missed part of the year with injuries, threw 186. Soriano with a 3-2 count now. Martinez gets him. That was probably ball 4. 3 strikeouts.
Let's talk about where Pedro Martinez gets his velocity from. Only 5'10" tall, 180 pounds. We all know about his right arm, but right along with that, Pedro tells me his power comes from his left arm. Watch how he pulls. Look how hard he pulls with that left arm down. Look at how his lower half just explodes. Watch this fastball here, how he gets long with his stride when he wants to elevate his fastball. See how far out there he got? Watch how hard he pulled down with that left hand. You see that there? Look how long he got, how it almost threw him backwards. That's where the velocity comes from. That's where the location comes from. So you just flip-flop it. If you want to get something down in the zone, instead of getting long with your stride, Pedro Martinez just shortens and softens up.
1-0 delivery here to Nick Johnson. We talk about power pitchers, Rick. Generally, that comes from their legs. Big legs, big thighs, big drive.
Watch this. Change up. Watch how hard, look how soft he puts that foot down. Look at how he just stands straight up.
That one hit in the air to center field. Johnny Damon says, I got it. And he does. He has retired the last 7 Yankees to face him. Yankees have picked up only 1 hit off him, a single by Bernie Williams in the first inning. Red Sox up 3-0. Pedro Martinez has got it in a groove right now and has quieted the crowd at Yankee Stadium.
I was just thinking the same thing. I mean, they wanted to stand for 9 innings. They're sitting now.
Clemens goes to work way back left field. That ball Kevin Millar hit is gone. A home run. A 4-0 lead for Boston and 2 home runs off Roger Clemens.
Keep the line moving.
They're doing it.
Somebody just got on the telephone. That is a motivated ball club. They know that that curse was just barely being held on by a thread. I mean, it was almost heading back to Boston with them. But all of a sudden, a lot of those little threads have gotten together. Guys like Kevin Millar and Todd Walker, who in the past have only been told what they couldn't do. Well, you put a lot of threads together, Gary, you got yourself a pretty strong rope.
They like to refer themselves as the renegade team because they're freewheelers, free swingers, big offensive production, and that's what they've done. And how about the bottom part of this order? Their bottom 4 hitters are 4 for 5, 2 home runs and 4 runs. That's the bottom 4.
I told you last night what Kevin Millar told me about the home run that Trot Nixon hit. Remember we talked
here to say that? They would not write that.
I didn't say it.
No, I know you didn't.
I didn't say it. Kevin Millar said it to me.
Nobody would write this. It was not written today anywhere. I couldn't believe it.
I don't know if they said that he said it to them.
He may not have. I had one writer tell me that he said it to them, that he heard it, and wouldn't print it for fear of being assaulted by Boston fans, because he said after that Nixon home run that
it should have had a stewardess on it. We said that.
Should have had a stewardess on it because that is flight 1918. That's what he said. And no Boston writer dared to write it for fear of being charged with keeping the curse alive. And is taken down low, and he did not go around.
Kevin Millar will say anything at any time. He has proven that. He has been the guy that, as much as you can, has brought Manny Ramirez and Pedro Martinez into the chemistry of that clubhouse.
That one down low. Nixon, a home run, his 4th of the postseason. Came in this game. He draws a walk here. This is the shot last night.
This was absolutely huge. It was a 1-run ball game. The opportunity to win it in the bottom of the 9th existed. There's one thing, you know, that when you hit a home run and it just gets out, there's another when you hit it that far in the 9th inning. That gave him a 3-run lead. His home run today gave him a 2-run lead.
There is obvious excitement on that Red Sox bench, but there's a long way to go. A 4-0 lead, and Mel Stottlemyre has come out to talk to Roger Clemens. That home run, the 11th by the Red Sox, sets a new American League Championship Series record for homers.
Well, not only is Mel Stottlemyre got to do the best job he can possibly do here, but their hitting coach Rick Down needs to get something going. Boston scored the last 5 runs in yesterday's ball game. Here they've now scored the first 4 in this one.
That is a major turnaround. Garciaparra clearly part of that with his 4-hit game last night. The bottom part of the order involved in it here. Roger Clemens giving up his first walk. Nixon's on at first base. Bill Miller struck out his first time up. Nobody out. And Miller takes the pitch down low. Clemens has been falling behind on hitters throughout the first 4 innings of this game. Miller checking down at third with Mike Cubbage. See whether or not anything on here. If he can pull the ball, he's got a big hole between first and second. He's not been making has not been making good contact. Fouls that one off. 1-1. Keep in mind the Red Sox are battling, having gotten here by having to win 3 straight games in the division series against Oakland. They were down 2-0 and came back to win 3 in a row. In order to win this series, they are going to have to win 2 games here at Yankee Stadium to wrap it up. That's what they're trying to do here tonight. Brady Little has just hung with them. He's put them out there and believed they could get it done. Outside, 2-1.
Well, during the season, the Yankees might have been able to say, hey, let's just hold them right here. We'll get into that bullpen and we'll be able to beat them up. But now that bullpen, it too has a nickname called the 3-headed monster. Mike Timlin, Alan Embry, and Scott Williamson have been outstanding this postseason.
Runner goes, 2-1 delivery, a perfect hit and run by Miller. Nixon will go to third. If you want to do a video on how to execute a hit and run, just take that right there and put it on your tape. He hit it right where Jeter had been.
And what he had to do before that was recognize. Right now, he knows the hit and run's on. He's got to pay attention to who moved. He's watching to see who moved. There he saw the movement, and at the last second, he just simply put the head of the bat on the baseball. You see Trot Nixon take off, and by him looking over his shoulder, you know it wasn't a straight steal. He's checking to see where the baseball lived. But right along with that was Bill Miller checking to see who was covering. Then it was simple.
That is going to be it, and this may be the last game Roger Clemens ever pitches. And the Yankee fans know that. Roger Clemens, who says he is retiring after a 17-win season.
Something that I don't care what you do with your family, with the rest of your life, you'll never have that feeling again, and he's taking his time so that he can enjoy it.
Kiss the glove.
Things been awful good to him over the years. He's been awful good to us.
310 wins. Mike Mussina, first relief appearance ever since coming to the majors. He is on in relief for the Yankees. Jason Varitek's up. Red Sox have runners at first and third and nobody out. It is the 401st game since coming up, regular season and postseason combined, and the first time that's ever been in a relief situation. Varitek doubled and scored in the 2nd inning. Golfs that one foul and a 2-strike count up.
We're looking for that double play ball, which is what Mike Mussina thought he got the last time these two guys hooked up. Varitek was the pinch hitter, the last guy he faced way back in Game 2. Soriano wasn't able to turn it over and a run scored.
Mussina has suffered 2 losses in this series against the Red Sox in 2 starts. 0-2 delivery, fooled him with a breaking ball. One down. Chant is Moose.
Out. Well, I think it was Boo to begin with because he's lost 2 games in this series. This guy is just too talented. There's a reason that was his first career relief appearance. See the last 6 innings, the runs, the hits. I mean, you got to expect that out of Boston, though. But you need to expect more out of the Yankees. They have just been shut down by the Boston Red Sox pitching.
Nixon's at third. Bill Miller's at first. Johnny Damon has reached on an error and has grounded out. For the Red Sox, this is a big inning. First and third, nobody out. You got the starter out of the game. You don't want it to stop there. You got a chance for a big inning. When it's a game 7 and a chance to go to the World Series, you can't let these chances go by. Millar led this inning off with a homer. No lead over there at first base for Bill Miller.
Gary, yesterday everybody after the game was talking about that exact same thing. The Yankees had an opportunity to add to it. A man on third base, Alan Embry facing Jason Giambi with only 1 out, and they couldn't get the run across. That was huge. This could be huge here for the Yankees.
Failure to do those things keeps the door open for the other team. Mike Mussina coming on, throwing strikes, 0-2. 5 Ks out of the bullpen on 5 pitches. Yankees play it back, looking for the ground ball double play. The 0-2 delivery. Damon takes that to short. They're going to get the double play. Jeter to first. No errors, 1 left. Clemens gone from the game. 4-0 Sox.
Let's watch Pedro Martinez and what we talked about earlier with that front arm. This is an off-speed pitch. Watch how it really doesn't do anything. It goes out, a little distraction, and you see how he just kind of places it beside his side there. He doesn't need it to create any velocity. The key to an off-speed pitch is to get it out front so that if you miss down in the zone. See the release point there? That's why his command normally is outstanding. It's that lead arm that creates everything for Pedro Martinez.
He has walked 1, struck out 3. Yankee fans trying to rev it up. Mussina came on, and the Red Sox did not add anymore. Roger Clemens, 3+ innings, 4 runs, 6 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 1. Martinez against Jeter. Jeter takes it outside for a ball. He popped out his first time up.
Well, what Mike Mussina has done to the confidence of this club, not only keeping runners at first and third, nobody out from scoring, but now the Yankees are saying to themselves, let's just get 1. Let's just get 2. They don't have to get them all back because they feel like he'll hold them.
That time down to third, fair ball, long throw. Miller on the money. And Jeter is retired, so no leadoff man is reached. There's been only 1 hit. Ernie Williams in the first inning with a single.
Right when you want to get them all back, you forget who's out there on the mound. A guy that just doesn't give up very many of them. He was embarrassed in that last start. And you know what? I didn't ask him about it. He's the only one that knows whether he was trying to hit Garcia or not. To me, that's none of my business. I mean, we saw what happened. We talked about that. But he was embarrassed with the outcome. I mean, he got charged by a 72-year-old man. He feels like he has something to prove.
Well, winning a game 7 that would take him to the World Series would be pretty good proof. Here's Bernie Williams, the only hit off him so far. That single that came in the first inning. Yankees have had only 2 base runners in the first, a walk and a single. Nobody since. Jeter's 0 for 2. Williams takes the breaking ball and misses inside. 1-1. The Yankees, all of their game 7s have been played in World Series competition for the Yankees. They've never played a game 7 otherwise. They've won 5 and lost 6 game 7s in World Series play. in their history. 1-1 delivery. Fastball inside. 2-1. Florida Marlins standing by to see who their opponent will be in this World Series, because the American League won the All-Star game. The World Series will start Saturday either in Boston or New York. 2-ball, 1-strike delivery. Off speed, up high, 3-1. Did not go around.
Take a look at it, see if Darryl Cousins got it right. I believe so. What do you think?
Wasn't over the plate, wasn't an offering, was it?
You know, they're still strong enough that if that ball would have made contact with the bat, it could have gone a long ways.
Martinez comes back and gets that count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
They got to recognize all he is doing is throwing sinking fastball. If it starts out just off the inside corner to a left-hander, it's going to be a strike. If it starts out on the outside corner to a left-hander, it's going to be a ball. They've not adjusted.
Williams hard foul outside of first.
I don't think Pedro's physically at 100%, but he's getting by. Watch the movement. It starts out at him. Bernie, no, that's the exact same pitch he took for strike 2. He had to make an adjustment. He did. He was just a little too quick. Aren't you surprised it didn't hit the base?
Yeah. We've had, what, 3 hit bases so far for base hits in this series? 3-2 delivery to Williams. Martinez. It'll be another foul ball. We've talked about Boston having come back and win a couple of games here at Yankee Stadium to move on. Florida Marlins had to do the same thing. They were down 3-2 in their series going back to Wrigley Field, and they had to win 2 games at Wrigley and did to make it to the World Series. Now the Red Sox are trying to do the same thing here. John Henry on the left, the owner, who last year owned the Marlins. How about that? 3-2 delivery, swung on and missed. Martinez with 4 Ks.
And before he owned the Marlins, he was a limited partner in the New York Yankees. There it is, Veritek with a nice job holding on. Again, that movement up and away. You know, you saw Larry Lucchino to his right, the president. I mean, he's proud of that red, right? John's kind of hiding it a little bit.
It's a subdued red. So you wear the bright red if you've always been a Red Sox fan. If you've been bouncing around with all 3 teams involved in the postseason, you subdue the red a little bit. But you are the principal owner.
Tell you one thing, when I walked into the ballpark tonight, there wasn't a drop of red on me.
No, we're careful about that. 1-0 count on Matsui. 2 down, nobody on. Matsui flied out once. This one's in the same place. Damon back. Can't get that one off the wall. Matsui looking, will go to second and stop there with a double.
Give Matsui credit, but to me that's a mistake on Pedro. Where does he want it? Out over the plate. Why do you give it to him there? I know he fell behind in the count. I know he was thinking down more so than up there, but Matsui, we figured that out. I mean, he likes to extend. He likes the ball out over the plate. He would have hit a lot more home runs this year than 16 if out there in the area that he hit that ball, it doesn't say 408.
Joe Torre thinks he'll be a 25 to 30 homer man at the major league level, but it's a long way out there.
What are they going to do? Move that left center field ball?
Sure, absolutely.
Jason Giambi would help him do that.
Second double of the series for Matsui, and the second hit off Martinez tonight. Ode Posada down to first base. Kevin Millar, and so much for that. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on. Yankees have now stranded 3. That was their first base runner since the first inning. The Red Sox lead at 4-0. Let's take a look at what's going to happen on Saturday. It's the start of the 2003 World Series. We'll have it for you, 7:30 Eastern. There's the schedule after that. 2 games, the American League City, then it'll go to Florida for games 3, 4, 5 if necessary. Games 6 and 7 back at the American League City if needed. Mike Mussina's on in relief. First pitch, Walker down the left field line. Matsui over. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the 5th inning.
I read this morning where the Florida Marlins just decided to stay in Chicago.
Well, if you got to celebrate winning a pennant, it's not a bad place, not a bad city to be in, would you say? Huh?
Well, you can do it 24 hours a day.
How would you know that? Never mind. Nomar Garcia-Parra. I didn't want to give you a chance to answer that because I'm trying to protect you.
I'm sure. I mean, people know that deep down I was pulling for the Cubs. Speaking of pulling something.
Garcia-Parra. He's on with a base hit. Matsui gets it back in. And that's his first hit of the night. 1 for 3 tonight.
But I gotta tell you the main reason. And you know, take a look at Nomar. He continues to stay hot. He's had 3 consecutive good ball games. But I feel so sorry for the fan. I don't know his name. Even if I did, I don't think I'd repeat it. But they had asked me to throw out the first pitch, as you know, at the first World Series game at Wrigley. I played there for 8 years, and after seeing what happened and how everybody's blaming him, he had nothing to do with the outcome in that series. That was 1 strike. It didn't cost him a run or anything. You had an opportunity to get him out on the next pitch. As I walked to the mound and threw out that first pitch, Gary, I wanted to take that kid with me.
I thought that was a magnificent gesture and would have had an opportunity to come around, would have changed his life.
They might have booed to begin with. They would have eventually came to their senses, and it could have changed everything for him. That's what I feel the worst about.
That's another base hit. Holding at second base, Garcia-Parra. Ramirez is on. That's his first hit. And the Red Sox have runners at first and second, 1 down. Mike Mussina came on. Keep the line moving. I mean, that's a great way to view what the Red Sox try and do offensively.
And all that means is get on base.
Get the next guy up.
Ron Jackson, their outstanding hitting coach, told me before the season started, he said, we have to implement what the Yankees have been doing for years. You don't win games very often with solo home runs. We have to be patient. But patient to him does not mean taking strikes. It means waiting for a good fastball to hit, looking in a certain location, and having the discipline to wait and be patient to get that. They have done it all year long.
They've now put up 8 hits in this game. They have a 4-0 lead, the Red Sox do, and Ortiz is 0 for 2. Runners at first and second against Mussina in the dirt. Jorge Posada blocks it. Runners have to stay. They check. Did not go around on that cut.
One cut by David Ortiz has changed a lot of things with him and Mike Mussina. He struggled incredibly coming into this postseason series, but after walking in his first at bat in game 1, then hitting that 2-run homer in his second at bat, Mussina is the one that's lacking confidence in this matchup.
He is 1 for 25, and the home run's the only hit he's ever had of Mike Mussina. Fouls that one back, and a 2-ball 1-strike count. The Red Sox, not wanting anybody to see it at Fenway today, we're painting the World Series logo on the left field green monster starting late this afternoon. Now they had to, just in case, because the series is going to start there Saturday, so they had to get the crew out there to get it going. They were doing that today, and the last thing they wanted was anyone to see it. They kept everybody out of there. Foul back off the fist, but it's going up.
McClellan, you can see it. Jorge Posada telling him, I need some room. I've got to get this fastball in on him. Grabbing the leg of Tim McClellan.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Get out of there. McClellan, you saw how close he likes to get and gets way down. Ortiz is gone.
You know, you can't blame the umpire for wanting to get in position to get the best look he can at the pitch. But with a man on second, they got to realize that the catcher has to move late. I mean, they're trying to decoy because both of these teams are veteran ball club. They will both try to pass a long location if they can. Watching last night's and the Cubs and the Marlins game, Jerry Crawford, an outstanding home plate umpire, but a guy too that likes to lean over the shoulder of a catcher.
Yep. Kevin Millar now runners at first and second and 2 down. Lard takes the breaking ball outside. The other thing that Tim McClellan, the home plate umpire, does, he will actually put his hand on the back of the catcher. Some catchers don't want you doing that because it bothers them. He tries to get close enough without interfering, so he'll actually kind of just have a hand on the back of the catcher and move with the catcher as he gets in position inside or outside behind the plate. That would drive me crazy if you were catching a game and could feel that. Jorge Posada doesn't seem to bother him. See, look right there, see? Breaking ball, that's in for a strike, 1-1.
I think it was Mike Matheny earlier this year with the Cardinals who had that problem. I believe it was with Jerry Crawford, where he kept leaning on him, and eventually Matheny got ejected trying to keep his hand off of his back. Don't touch me.
I didn't do it. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 on for the Red Sox. Breaking ball, a big sweeping breaking ball, 1-2.
He's giving you everything he's got. I think if he gets this out, though, that will be all that Joe Torre asks of him. You're going to have to go to somebody else. Mussina just, it's starting to get away from him a little bit. He's trying to reach deep and make one more pitch to get one more strike and one more out.
Lard takes it inside. This is a guy who's been tough for him. A .318 lifetime hitter with a home run off Mussina for Millard. Inside and missed with that. 2-2. More patience by Red Sox hitters. 4-0. They've out hit the Yankees 8-2. Red Sox leading. 2 on here with 2 down. 2-2 pitch. That's going to be to Jeter. He's got a force at second. Goes to first. At a bad angle at second base. The Red Sox have a 4-0 lead, but it could be worse. Red Sox are 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position tonight. Just keeps a crack in that door open for New York. See if this team can come back from a 4-0 deficit.
Over the last 2 games, Pedro Martinez has retired 23 of the last 26 Yankees. Look at Jason Giambi taking strikes, and then swinging at balls. You talk about pressing. That's him.
He takes that one to center field. At his way back at the wall, Johnny Damon. Goodbye, home run. Giambi.
Quit taking. If you're going to take something, take him deep. He gets a pitch in the strike zone. He finally puts a swing on it. Well, he did it 41 times during the regular season. He now has done it in the last 2 games he's played in.
4th postseason home run that he's hit. That one deep down the right field line, but that is a foul ball off the bat of Enrique Wilson. So Giambi gets the Yankees on the board.
2 of the biggest question marks in this series have all of a sudden stepped up for the Yankees. Mike Mussina has lost 2 games in this series. Jason Giambi has not produced like people know he can. Both of those things have stepped up now here tonight.
Pedro Martinez gave up only 7 home runs during the season, all to left-handers. The only right-hander who's got a home run off him all year is Jeter, that came in Game 3 in Boston. That pitch is taken up high. You talk about the curse, what Red Sox fans think about. 1975, Game 7, Reds. Boston led 3-0. They lost. That one punched in the air to left field. Ramirez. 1986, Game 7, after the Mookie Wilson ground ball through Buckner's legs. Game 7, Boston led 3-0. They lost. Nobody's going to walk away here tonight, as Joe Torre put it, with anything left in their bags. Whatever these players have, it will be left on the field tonight. And there's time left for the Yankees.
don't believe in any of that stuff. Curses, goats. It's all about players performing.
Garcia takes a strike. He flied out his first time up.
You make good pitches, you're going to consistently get people out. You swing at strikes, you're going to consistently put the ball in play.
Martinez, the 0-1 delivery off speed, and that's outside 1-1. Another thing I thought was interesting, Rick, looking at this Yankee lineup, there's a perception out there that the Yankees come into every season with all these World Series veteran stars who know how to win, who've won World Series rings, and they keep coming at you. Well, they've got 26 World Championships. That's why there's that perception. But in this Yankee lineup tonight, there are only 3 players who have won a World Series. Only 3. There are other players here who've never had this kind of pressure. Giambi happens to be one of those who's on this team. Garcia, Wilson, Giambi, Soriano, another. They've not had the experience of winning these big games, these World Series games. And of course, Matsui was a rookie. So it's not as though you got this lineup full of world champions and individual players out there on the mound.
I thought it was so interesting when Joe Torre was telling us today about how long it took Roger Clemens to adjust to being a Yankee. And what was expected of him. He tried to act and pretend like he was somebody that he wasn't. The same thing with Jason Giambi. There's so much more demand put on your time here than anywhere else. Probably anywhere else in any other sport. And Jason Giambi's not a guy that could say no. And he was just simply worn out by the time the game started with all of the requests. You go into their locker, and Roger Clemens' locker has 6 dozen baseballs in front of it every single day. New balls for him to sign for charities and auctions and what have you. I never thought about that. I mean, you have to learn to say no, and you have to learn to manage your time. Jeter's done it. Posada's done it. Mariano Rivera has done it. Soriano's learning.
It's hard. Strike taken. Soriano has struggled tonight against Martinez as he has in his career. He has struck out twice. That one Veritek held to get the strike. 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Soriano. Foul back. Pedro Martinez has walked 1 and struck out 5. Giambi with a leadoff homer here in the 5th inning, putting the Yankees on the board at 4-1.
Anytime you make contact with a fastball with this velocity in this location, you got to cheat. You got to start it early. And to me, what that tells Pedro is off speed. A little bit closer to the plate. If it started out in the same location of the previous fastball, he's got to start those hands to catch up with it. He just couldn't get it close enough to where it was desirable for Soriano. I'd do it again. Do the same thing again.
Good Jason Veritek wants here. Watch where he sets up. Breaking ball, 2-2. Strike 3 called. So Soriano has struck out his last 4 at-bats, including 3 in this game against Pedro Martinez. But Martinez is touched up for the 3rd hit and 1st run of the game for the Yankees. Giambi leading it off. His 2nd career home run against Pedro Martinez. After 5 at Yankee Stadium, Game 7. Red Sox 4 and the Yankees 1. We go to the 6th inning of this Game 7 here at Yankee Stadium. Mike Mussina remains out there. Trot Nixon at the plate. 4-8-0 for Boston. 1-3-1 for the Yankees. Red Sox have had home runs from Nixon and Kevin Millar, both coming off Roger Clemens, who gave up 4 runs, 6 hits over 3+ innings. Mussina's come on, given up a couple of hits, left him stranded in the 5th. That one down to first and foul by Nixon.
Mike Mussina has been able to slow down that turnstile.
He has done that, giving the Yankee bats a chance.
Keep the line of moving. They haven't been moving in the direction of home plate as of yet, but to me, you're taking a chance right now. He gave you everything he had. I don't know how much he's going to have left just pitching on 3 days rest.
He's got an 0-2 count on Trot Nixon. Nixon check swing. Did he go? Yes. Cousins at 3rd with a call. Mussina's got his 3rd strikeout.
sure about that. Oh, yeah. Again, I was wrong.
No. What do you mean again? That's the first time it's ever happened.
Trot lied to me there.
Oh.
I mean, he acted like he didn't swing, and I believed him.
Go believe in those hitters again.
You know, the funny part is about those haircuts now. I was with a lot of them in the lobby as they went to get on the bus at the hotel today. I mean, they're really starting to itch now.
They thought it was great when they started it.
Oh, yeah. Millard said they're going to do one of two things, man. They're going to have to put some lotion on it to keep it from itching, or they're going to have to shave it again. Look at him now. Look at him grabbing Manny, saying, hey, boy, you know, you haven't done anything today. You haven't scored a run. You haven't driven in a run. When are you going to do something here? That's chemistry.
They have had that. The Renegade Red Sox. 0-1 delivery. A check swing strike on the inside corner to Bill Miller. Miller has singled and struck out. Yankee fans keeping the noise level up for Mike Mussina. A little Moose chant going on as well. 0-2 delivery on the way. Foul back. You talk about throwing strikes. That's 21 strikes out of 26 pitches thrown by Mike Mussina since coming out of the bullpen.
He's had that ratio a lot throughout his career. Stanford education. That came right along before that baseball education.
Looking for his fourth strikeout here. That one will be bounced in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Roger Clemens out. Bullpen in with Mussina working for the Yankees. Pedro Martinez has gone the distance for Boston, giving up the run on 3 hits. Red Sox an 8-hit attack so far in this game after their bats came alive with 9 runs and 16 hits in last night's 9-6 win. 1-2 delivery. Another big breaking ball and misses. 2-2. Joe Torre, who's had a postseason experience every year as a Yankee manager. 4 world champions since Torre took over. 2-2 delivery towards third. Enrique Wilson knocks it down and gets the out. 2 away. MLB.com, your source for the best coverage of Major League Baseball. Latest news, stats, and video. You can listen to radio broadcasts on Game Day Audio or watch baseball on MLB.tv. You can shop for authentic MLB merchandise, and we'd love to hear from you. Email TV questions at website.mlb.com. Gary Thorne, Rick Sutcliffe, our crew on hand here at Yankee Stadium. A Game 7 to decide the pennant winner in the American League 2003. 2 down, nobody on. Veritek doubled and scored and has struck out.
Whatever the reason might be, Mike Mussina, unlike the starting pitcher tonight, Roger Clemens for the Yankees, pitched much better here at home in this ballpark. Taking advantage of that big outfield. He's always been a fly ball strikeout type guy. This ballpark fits him.
Takes that pitch on the inside corner. I want to thank Sidney Roberto Davis from a little town, as he put it, in North Argentina.
Have you been there?
I have never been to Argentina. I would like to go there to ski.
First time I've asked you about it. You haven't been there.
I haven't been there. 1-1 delivery, foul back. We've answered, I think, most of your questions about saves and earned runs along the way. We wanted to say hi to you. It's supposed to be absolutely beautiful country and great skiing. They're going into their summer now, though, so it might not be a time to go skiing in Argentina. You do that in June and July. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Slap towards second base. Soriano's got it, and Mussina continues to get it done. He retires the side in order. 3 scoreless innings worked by Mike Mussina. The Red Sox, though, have the lead 4-1. New York City's had a lot of great baseball teams. Yankee Stadium the site where we are tonight. Our U.S. naval personnel watching today's game from their American Forces radio and television service via DTS, the Navy's direct-to-sailor satellite network. We'd like to say hello to all the crews of all of our Navy ships at sea.
Here, here. My 92-year-old grandfather was in the Navy, and the one thing he talks about is how that gave him the opportunity to see some of the wonderful sights that you've talked about.
Did he go to Argentina?
No, he got to go to Hawaii, though.
See, that's tough duty when you're out there in Hawaii, isn't it? You hope for that one. Martinez, breaking ball. This is outside. Yankees batting. We are in the 6th. Johnson, Jeter, and Williams, 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. Johnson has drawn a walk and struck out. 2, 3, 4, huh? Which means what? You better get some runs. Now's the time. Yankees, who have won 38 pennants and 26 World Series, trying to move on. Wakefield, the knuckleballer, available to pitch in this game. Everybody is. 1-1 delivery. Martinez, the home run by Giambi, the only run off it. A 2-1 count on Nick Johnson. Johnson on a 2-1 to first. Millar flips. Got him. Martinez over to cover. One away in the 6th. That comfort zone that a pitcher has with his catcher. Well, that was never more evident than in between innings. Pedro took all the time he could because Veritek had made the last out. Normally Pedro's the first one out there to the mound, but even after taking his time, then he took a slow walk. Now, of course, he's got a, pitchers are superstitious, and you can't step on that line. I mean, when you got things going good, you jump over it, you take your time. Nothing against Doug Mirabelli, but you can see he wanted Veritek out there to catch as many of his warm-ups as he could get. The battery, what makes the team operate. Pitcher, catcher. Derek Jeter takes it outside for a ball. Jeter has popped out and grounded out. The Yankees got here by winning 3 out of 4 against the Minnesota Twins in their division series. The Red Sox went 5 against Oakland to move on. Jeter fouls it back. 1-1. Velocities, something that pitching coaches pay a lot of attention to. Look at that in the 5th inning. How all of a sudden after the home run to Giambi, he reached back for a little bit more, and more importantly for Pedro, it was there. Here we are in the 6th. He's still right around where he started the game at. Dave Wallace, pitching coach. 1-1 delivery's fouled off. Talking to Dave before the game, he was talking about the bullpen. I kind of jokingly, I said to him, I said, you deserve all the credit getting this bullpen going. And Dave was a wonderful guy. Said, yeah, I did absolutely nothing. Said, I only hollered at him once this year. We had one meeting I had with the bullpen. I went into them and I was so outraged. I screamed things that we can't say in the air, and I told them, I believe in you more than you believe in you, and until you believe in you, you guys aren't going to get it done. And then he said, I walked out of the room and said, you figure out the hitters for yourself. And he left. He said that's the only thing that he thought was lacking, was the bullpen guys did not have confidence in their own abilities. He said, you're better than you think you are, and you refuse to believe it. Somehow they've started believing. Well, they improved their reading skills. They told me they quit reading all of that stuff that was written in the paper about it. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Boy, Martinez at 7 strikeouts, and he is really riddling this lineup of the Yankees. They just haven't adjusted. They've hit so many balls in the air, they don't realize what he is doing to them. He's taking their aggressiveness and using it against themselves. If he would have hit that ball, it would have been another fly ball. 2 down, nobody on, 6th inning. Jeter's 0 for 3. Martinez has had at least 1 strikeout in every inning, 7 in the game, and only 1 walk. Bernie Williams, who had the first hit off him in the 1st inning, a single, 1 for 2. Martinez, a 3-time Cy Young Award winner, 97, 99, and 2000. He led the American League in ERA with a 2.22 ERA this year. It's one thing, Gary, to win it. It's another thing to be a candidate every year.
And that's basically what Pedro has been.
Bernie Williams to right field. Nixon started back. He'll meander under that one. And a 1-2-3 inning. We have completed 6. Game 7 to decide the American League pennant winner. The heart of the order gone again for the Yankees. It's still 4-1 Boston. The Yankees. Yankee Stadium the site. Full house. Game 7. American League Championship Series on the line. And they go to their third pitcher. Felix Heredia, the left-hander, comes on for Mike Mussina. Johnny Damon, top of the order for Boston. He is 0 for 3. Did reach on an error. Damon now with 4 hits in 18 at-bats in this series. 0-1. He showed bunt. Takes the pitch for a strike. Already 0-2.
A little different Heredia here as opposed to the one yesterday in the at-bat with Johnny Damon. Amazing how much more relaxed you get when the bases aren't loaded.
That's what relievers face. Why they need ice water in their veins. 0-2 delivery. Jammed. Great job by Mike Mussina. 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs. Walked none and struck out 3.
I told you Joe Torre should have taken him out after 2. He really had a lot of trouble those last 3 guys.
There's Mike Mussina. Now watching. Damon Walker. Garcia due up here. Foul back.
There is nothing else to do but watch. Usually a starting pitcher will go upstairs and change his uniform, put on something dry, get some ice to stop the swelling in that shoulder and elbow. It doesn't matter what's going on in that shoulder and elbow if they don't hold them and find a way to come up with 3 runs to at least tie.
Red Sox 2 wins, 3 losses in their Game 7 history. Trying to add to that. Heredia gets the strikeout.
This copyrighted telecast is the property of the Office of the Commissioner of Major League Baseball and is intended for the private non-commercial use of our Argentina audience. All of our audience. Any publication, reproductions, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is prohibited.
Where did that say Argentina in there? I don't see that.
I wanted to say hello. I might know somebody over there too.
2? I don't.
Yeah, you did.
Where's this TOO come from?
Oh, where was the hockey guy at?
Oh no, he's in Germany.
Germany.
Yeah. See now, here's the map here. Now see down here. See, this is Argentina. Now you go across the ocean and north. See, that's Germany over here.
I just
man.
found out the other day that Boston's north of New York.
You may find that out again the way things are going. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Walker 1 for 3. There it is right there. See Argentina? All right, circle
By
Argentina.
the light down there?
Circle Argentina.
Is that it down there?
Oops.
You got me.
Yeah, 1 is popped up outside the 3rd. Wilson. 2 down. By the way, that was the site of the World's Fair over in Queens when we keep showing you that big globe. That's over where near the Mets play at Shea Stadium. That's not in Argentina, by the way. Joe Torre is on his way out.
Well, he said this is a night where everybody's available. He's heading down to that bullpen one more time for Jeff Nelson.
Going to make all the moves by the book here to get the matchups that most favor him. Joe Torre's doing that. There you go. Queens, New York in the park. Boston 4, Yankees 1. Take a look at the box score so far in this one for Boston.
Look at all of that production from the bottom part of that lineup of Grady Littles. Nobody has scored a run among the first 5 guys, but then all of a sudden Millar with a homer, 2 runs scored, Trout with his home run, and Veritek. I mean, what production out of that number 9 hole with Jason.
Here is Jeff Nelson on in relief. Nelson has worked 4 games now. The previous 3 he has given up 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 1/3 innings in this series. Garcia is 1 for 3. Red Sox have not scored since the 4th when they got the home run by Kevin Millar. They had 3 runs in the 2nd inning, 1 unearned. They have a 4-1 lead. Garciaparra now in this series has picked up 7 hits in 27 at-bats. Better overall in the postseason. Nelson works out of the stretch with nobody on here. And Garciaparra on that big sweeping slider. It's a 1-2 count.
I'll make a little adjustment here if you're Nomar. You're going to have to give up something on the inner half of the plate to quit chasing that slider away.
Nelson with a 1-2 delivery to him, and that's way outside to the backstop. Red Sox bullpen has been magnificent in this series, and in fact beyond it. The Yankee bullpen struggling a bit, especially in the ball game last night. They gave up 4 runs in that game. 2-2 delivery on the way, and he did not adjust. 7th inning stretch time, game 7, Yankee Stadium. Another man who's going to be retiring. The voice here for 108 consecutive postseasons. PA announcer Bob Shepard.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise? And now, please offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are stationed around the globe. And also remember those who have lost their lives defending our freedom and our way of life. Now please direct your attention to the microphone behind home plate and welcome the world-renowned Irish tenor Ronan Tynan, who will sing God Bless America.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Their fans on their feet trying to get it going. The Continues to be a beautiful night for this game 7, and a great shot from upstairs from the blimp of Yankee Stadium. 4-8-0 Boston, 1-3-1 for the Yankees.
That 7th inning stretch seems to rally this crowd.
Hideki and Martinez quiets them. Leadoff batter gone on 1 pitch. Walker the play.
At home thus far in this series, that 7th inning has been important. In games 1 and 2, they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th, that being the Yankees. Game 1 is the only 2 runs that they scored, and we remember that's when Tim Wakefield came out and walked the first 2 guys. Pedro not making that same mistake.
Jorge Posada. He is flied out and grounded out. The Yankees now in this series are hitting .211 in the 7 games. Not a good number. It's not that the Red Sox have exactly blown it away, but they certainly have upped the average in the last 2 games. Pedro Martinez has shut the Yankees down here. 1 run on 3 hits. Outside corner strike. Sox are now hitting .278 in the series.
I mean, going along with those 3 hits, there's only 1 free pass, and that was back in the 1st inning to Nick Johnson. So just an overpowering, dominant performance thus far.
Fastball foul back, 1-2. The Yankees have had 4 pitchers in the game. Red Sox have had nobody up in the pen. Trying desperately to invoke the curse with a replica Babe Ruth jersey. That one just missed inside. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Posada.
Wow. Maybe Tim McClellan apologizing to Posada for being in his way a couple innings ago.
2-2 delivery. Martinez, another breaking ball down low, and the count is full, 3-2.
Joe Torre talked about Posada really stepping up in that leadership role as a catcher this year. He's trying to lead off this inning with a base runner and get something going offensively for his manager. Hey, what if they don't, well, you're not talking about it, they don't win this ball game in this series, I think it's going to be a completely different New York Yankee team next year.
There'll be no question that George Steinbrenner is going to have a lot to say if they don't win. That one hit in the air to center field. Johnny Damon over. 2 down, 7th inning.
To let Boston come in here and win game 6 and game 7, I wouldn't want to be in the same state, let alone same building, with George Steinbrenner.
The Yankees won the American League pennant last time, 2001, for the 38th time. Joe Torre knows if you don't win here, and win means all the way, there are repercussions. 2 down, nobody on. Shift put on. Giambi the only run, 5th inning, hit the homer. Put the Yankees on the board, 4-1, and that's where it still is. Here in the 7th, 2 down and nobody on. Martinez, 7 strikeouts. That one foul the other way, 1-1.
Pedro not making the same mistake he made back in the 5th inning. Ball's out over the plate. It's down. Look at the extension. Look at the distance. First 2 pitches in this at bat have been hard and on the hands and elevated. Jason not only has not been able to hit that pitch, but he can't quit swinging at it.
Nobody has reached since the Giambi homer for the Yankees. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Brian Cashman, the general manager, knows some of those repercussions will be rattling around him if the Yankees lose here. That's tough to say when you've had a team that's won 101 regular season games. Yankees did. Took Minnesota on and bested them easily, 3-1. in the division series and have taken this to a Game 7. After all that success, they don't win here, they'll still be heck to pay.
It's funny how different teams have different philosophies on what good years are. I've had a lot of teams that owners have said if we're in contention on September 1st, you know, we've had a good year. The fans have had something to come out and watch for the full season.
Center field again, Giambi. Johnny Damon backing up, 408 at the wall, up and goodbye. His second home run of the game. A very big home run.
Huge, absolutely huge. Now, no matter what happens, you have the tying run in the on-deck circle. A walk, a hit batsman, an error, and he comes to the plate.
4-2 Red Sox. Outside, ball one. Enrique Wilson.
You weren't going to keep him quiet forever. Again, out over the plate. They've had a lot of success staying in on him. I don't know what Pedro was thinking there.
That's a fair ball. What a play by Millar, but he can't get there. Slipped and fell trying to get to the bag.
Probably going to go as a base hit, but all you got to do is slip it to the pitcher. Pedro was there. I can't tell you what Millar was thinking. Even if he wouldn't have slipped and fallen, he wasn't going to get him out. There it is, bat hop. Nice play there. Now just slip it to him. Give it to him. Just give it to him. He was well ahead of Enrique Wilson. I cannot tell you what Millar was thinking there. Give it to him. Base hit.
How quickly the face of the game changes.
And it was a pitch thrown at the face of the man at home plate right now that started everything as far as the bad blood was concerned. He represents a tie and run.
2 down. Kareem Garcia's got a base hit into right field. Trent Nixon up with it. Stopping at second base is Wilson. Just like that. 2 down. Then 3 hits, including a homer.
And I'm telling you right now, if it was me and I was in Pedro Martinez's shoes, where you're starting to fatigue a little bit, you're starting to make mental and physical mistakes, Alfonso Soriano would be the last guy I would want to try to get out.
Dave Wallace, the pitching coach, on his way to the mound.
Well, this is just because they kind of got caught with their hands in their pocket. They didn't have anybody up and throwing after the home run by Giambi. Why not have them toss it? Why not have them going just in case? Pedro's not going to look down there and get mad. Nobody was up. Now it looks like there's a fire sale going on down there. Everybody going everywhere.
Yankees now put 6 hits on the board against Pedro Martinez. Giambi the home run. Wilson and Garcia the singles.
Willie Randolph coming down with just a couple of words of advice for his young second baseman. He's had a lot to do with rounding him into a big league ball player, trying to get him to calm down now.
2 down. Breaking ball, ball 1. Soriano has struck out 3 times.
Getting tired when that arm gets to the point where it's not catching up with the body. Problems exist.
Roaring here at Yankee Stadium. Down to third. Just missed. We almost had another hit bag. Brady Little looking out towards the bullpen as they warm up. Pedro Martinez trying to get a final out here in the 7th inning. First time the Yankees have had the potential go-ahead run-up since the first inning. 1-1 delivery. 1-2.
The great ones always seem to be able to reach back and find something. He found 93 miles an hour on the radar gun there. He's got to do it again. This is awesome, isn't it?
What it's all about. Game 7. Runners on first and second. 1-2 delivery. Foul back. Came inside on it. Pedro Martinez threw his hardest pitch this inning. 95 miles an hour. The hardest pitch he'd thrown in the game.
Well, that's why Veritek goes out. You got one more in you? Or do we need to go to the breaking ball? And if we need to go to the breaking ball, you need to make sure you get it off the outside corner and somewhat down.
'99th pitch of the game coming up. 1-2 delivery. 3-2. 2-2 rather, and he was up to 95 on that one. 2-2.
Hey, what, it matters, but it don't. What Soriano does here, we got us a ball game.
Down by only 2 now, the Yankees. Rally caps on. 2-2 count. Struck him out. The 4th time Soriano is K'd in this game, and the 5th consecutive time he is struck out, going back to last night.
Reach back one more time. Off the plate, you take advantage of the aggressiveness of Soriano. A lot of times it works in his favor. It worked in Pedro's favor there.
Pedro Martinez, 8 strikeouts, the 8th one to end the 7th inning.
You think he didn't pull that left arm down to whip that right arm around? That looks to be every bit of energy that he had. And you know what? You don't fault him if he's telling Grady Little here that I'm done. You respect him for it. He's being honest. And that's a hug right there of a guy that appreciates Pedro Martinez and what he's done for this team this year.
Looks like it'll be turned over the bullpen. It is 4-2 as we go to the 8th inning. The Red Sox leading, but the Yankees cut that gap. Jeff Nelson is on the mound. Came on and got the final out of the 7th inning. He will now work against Ramirez Ortiz and Kevin Millard due up for Boston.
They can blame it on the bullpen now if it gets away from them. You can a lot of excuses can be made, but right now the offense has a responsibility to answer. They've got to answer that run that was put up in the bottom of the 7th. You do that, things get a lot simpler for the rest of your team.
Ramirez. 2 balls, no strikes.
You know, the Chicago Cubs complaining about that fan and whether they left Mark Pryor in too long. They had a 3-0 lead. Well, you know what? They also had a lot of other opportunities to score, and they didn't. Here's an opportunity with the heart of the order coming up, 4, 5, and 6. Put something on the board.
Saw Jeff Nelson look in. He thought that was a strike, and he asked the home plate umpire where was it. He put his hand down like, was that low? I don't think he got an answer. 3-0 delivery. That is in there, and it's 3-1. Leadoff walk is the last thing Nelson wants to give up here in the 8th inning. Grady Little up and off the bench and watching at the front of the screen. David Wells up earlier, up again. Slow roller. Tough play coming up here. Wilson. He's got time. Gets him.
Really a nice play. We've seen him struggle with the throw earlier in the ball game. That throw there was a lot more difficult than the one Johnny Damon hit. He made the error on. You talk about good luck charms. Well, you're about to see a roar and one come out of the bullpen for the New York Yankees.
Nelson works 2/3 of an inning, strikes out 1. Here comes David Wells. 2003 World Series. It starts on Saturday. We will be there to bring it to you, either Boston or New York. Then Sunday, game 2, move to Florida for 3, 4, and 5 if necessary. 6 and 7 would be back in the American League City. All coming up from Major League Baseball International. Second relief appearance this year for David Wells. Nobody on. Towering fly ball, right field, way back near the wall. Goodbye, home run. Ortiz on the first pitch thrown by Wells, and it's 5-2 Boston.
Speaking of 5, right now, all the Yankees needed was 5 outs. They are down to their last 6 outs. People are going to wonder, and Joe Torre is going to be questioned, why David Wells, why not Mariano Rivera?
Wow. What a blast that really quiets the house. Jeter makes the play. Millar retired. He's had a home run in the ball game, and there are 2 down.
Had to be looking curveball. They faced each other so many times this year. Ortiz has seen a lot of David Wells. He has got himself in the hole in the past by taking that pitch. Well, now he takes it out of the ballpark.
Red Sox continue to use the long ball. 3 home runs in this game. Nixon, Millar, and now Ortiz. And a 5-2 lead, adding a run on in the 8th. David Wells made 1 relief appearance during the season. First time he'd relieved since '93. He did it in Detroit, worked an inning, swung on and missed. That's that big run you were talking about, Rick.
That's them doing what they're supposed to do. Pedro's going to go back out for the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, thought he was going to come out, but on the bench here between innings, he wants back. 0-2 delivery. That one misses inside. Red Sox bullpen quiet. And again, I'm with you. I guess Timlin may be ready out there, somebody, but you ought to have somebody throwing to get ready, just in case. 1-2 delivery. A rainmaker pop up to short. Jeter puts it away. 1 run, 1 hit. A home run by Ortiz. Now the Yankee batters gonna have to battle back again with Johnson, Jeter, and Bernie Williams coming up. Torre, you make decisions and you live with them. Wells comes on, first pitch. Ortiz drives it out. Martinez stays in the game. A 5-2 Red Sox lead, bottom of the 8th inning. Game 7, Yankee Stadium. Pitch is taken up high for a ball. Yankees have Johnson up 0 for 2 and a walk in the game. They have out hit the Yankees 9-6 in this ball game. Pedro Martinez looked as though he was tiring in that 7th inning when Giambi got the home run and Wilson and Garcia picked up singles, but he came back to strike out Soriano. 2-0 delivery is taken for a strike.
But where was it taken? Thigh high. Just like everything he threw in the 7th inning, his location has not changed. He's not been able to bring the baseball down to get something on the ground. He's still up in the high strike zone.
That one's too high, and it goes to 3-1. Grady Little has action in the bullpen, as you saw. The Red Sox trying to go to the World Series for the first time since '86. Martinez 105th pitch is there for a strike. 3-2 on Nick Johnson.
You have to respect him for wanting to be out there. This is Pedro Martinez's decision. Grady Little just asked him. He obviously told him, I want it.
Fouled off. Grady Little's job, of course, is to make the determination that no matter how much you want it, I don't think you're the best we can put out there right now.
Well, you saw that last velocity, 89 miles an hour.
Rick Downs, the hitting coach of the Yankees. 3-ball, 2-strike count. He came back and got a pop-up. Garcia-Parra. 1 away. Got behind on the count, just battled back. He's given up only 1 walk. First inning to Johnson. That's it in the walk department.
Maybe he is starting to lose something. That last pitch, though, at 93 would say that he's still got something left. And even when he's at 75, 80%, honestly, if he wants to be out there and he's healthy, he's better than any option Grady Little would have in that bullpen.
Jeter 0 for 3 in this game. In at third base, Bill Miller. Everybody else in the infield back. Miller knows the Yankees need base runners, down by 3. So if Jeter thought he could lay one down any way to get on, he'd do it. So Bill Miller trying to take that opportunity away.
Derek Jeter would have been a lot more patient too if Bernie Williams in the on-deck circle would have been the tying run. He's not. Jeter looked like he was trying to hit one out of the ballpark on that first pitch.
Foul back, 2-strike count. Martinez had 3 complete games and 1 shutout in the course of this past regular season. He is 4-1 in the postseason. And what Rick talked about earlier, one of the reasons he wants to stay in, what happened in game 3. He didn't win it, lost control of himself. He wanted this to be a redeeming moment. So far it has been. The 0-2 delivery on the way to Jeter, takes that to right field. Hit hard. Nixon back, can't get it. Off the top of the wall. Jeter looking, will hold at second with a 1-out double. All right, you be the pitching coach.
Pedro Martinez is the pitching coach and the manager right now. You lose a little bit of velocity, and that gives a hitter an opportunity to get that bat out in front of home plate a little bit more and do damage like Derek Jeter was able to do on that 0-2 pitch.
Jeter gets the double. Second double he's had in the series. Martinez now has given up 7 hits. Bernie Williams 1 for 3. How big that home run of Ortiz looks now. Potential tying run is in the on-deck circle instead of at the plate. Fastball inside corner, strike. Ortiz, who launched the shot against Wells.
Pedro Martinez on the mound, like a Greg Maddux, be like having a, you just get the calls. You get borderline calls that other people don't. That was, to me, clearly inside.
Williams moving the umpires. Get him out of the way there, out of his view. Second base umpire Alfonso Marquez. Make sure he gets away so Williams can see. Williams got his single in the first inning. That pitch is outside, 1-1. The Red Sox bullpen has been spectacular. 2 runs over the last 27 2/3 innings and only 9 hits. They have been good. Pedro is Pedro. Breaking ball inside, 2-1. outfield is deep to prevent any balls from getting into the gaps if they can. That one fouled off. That's just a good location. Foul ball strike.
You're exactly right. For him behind in the count like that to still be able to come in and have enough on it that Bernie Williams is not able to keep it fair. It's just extraordinary. And that is what Pedro Martinez has been ever since the Los Angeles Dodgers didn't think that he was strong enough. They thought he was too frail to be a starting pitcher at the big league level. Oops.
Bernie Williams, who has had only one RBI this series, has Jeter at second. 2-2 delivery to him. He may get another. In, Damon can't get it. Jeter charging. He'll round third and score. It's 5-3. Brady Little is on his way out.
Time believing this. I don't care what he tells you. This is why they call you the manager. You have to take control. You have to manage this situation.
2 innings now. It's not just this inning, it's the last inning too. He has been hittable. 115 pitches thrown. Brady Little has just taken a big chance and made a big decision. Matsui a double in 3 at-bats. 1 down. Bernie Williams on at first base. Strike taken. 8 hits now for the Yankees. The potential tying run is right there at the plate. Matsui hit into 25 ground ball double plays during the regular season. Up among the leaders in that department in the American League. Down on the count 0-2. Bullpen long ago ready if needed. Williams at first. 0-2 delivery. Matsui rips it. That's going to be a fair ball into the corner. Trot Nixon over to get it. Williams on his way to third. Nixon has trouble. Can't find it. It's a double. Touched by a fan. That may save a run.
Like with Derek Jeter, another 0-2 pitch that was aligned for a double. We're seeing swings. We're seeing results that we did not see the first 6 innings against Pedro Martinez. Now, Grady Little to me has managed himself into a corner. You got a pinch hitter coming up right now. It doesn't matter to Posada which way you turn him around. You've got nowhere to go as a manager.
I cannot believe he is leaving him in. The potential tying run is at second base. Jorge Posada 0 for 3. Takes it inside for a ball. Jeff Nelson, who's been in this game as a reliever. Karim Garcia next to him. There's only 1 away. Breaking ball for a strike. 1-1.
message does this send to your bullpen?
After what the bullpen's done. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Way outside with it. 2-1.
I mean, he knows right now, if he gets out of this, he's going to be lucky. He's not sneaking the fastball by anybody. When he tries to elevate it, there's not enough on it to get it by him. That breaking ball he just overthrew. His arm, the fatigue factor is there.
2 ball, 1 strike count, 1 down. Mussina on an off-speed pitch. 2-2.
Right there. Jorge had to be looking fastball. Pedro's taking a lot of time in between pitches, just trying to let that arm regenerate itself.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Fastball. That's blooped behind second. That's going to fall in. A base hit. Williams scores. Here comes Matsui. The game is tied. Martinez, left in the game by Brady Little, has given up 3 runs and 4 hits in the 8th inning. And the Red Sox 3-run lead coming into this 8th is gone. The Yankees have tied it up at 5-5.
And you have to go back to the last inning. Second out in the 7th inning, Mussina smoked a line drive to center field. Then the homer, then a base hit, then a base hit, and a strikeout. Nothing has been easy for him since then, and yet Brady Little did not recognize that.
Matsui, who had a double, scores the tying run in this game. Thorne Mussina, 2 RBIs. He's out at second base. 23 pitches in the inning and 123 in the game for Pedro Martinez.
It was Mussina and Pedro that really wanted each other more than anything else. And it was Mussina that changes things right here. And then nobody covering second base. I mean, one of the middle infielders had to peel off and get back to the bag, keeping Mussina at first base. That didn't happen either. What a great job by Matsui. He reads it right away. No need for Todd Walker to keep going out. He knew he couldn't get there. His responsibility was to get back to the bag.
It was billed as a classic Game 7 to decide the American League pennant. It is living up to its billing. There's still only 1 away.
And Alan Embry right now has got to be saying, oh, now you want me, huh?
Could you have made it any tougher?
Now that the fuse to this powder keg has been lit.
Timeout taken at the plate.
Baker he had nothing left. He couldn't put Jeter away. That was an 0-2 double. Bernie was a 2-2 single. 2 strikes on Matsui, double. 2 strikes on Posada, double.
Embry has appeared in 5 games in this series. Giambi has already hit 2 home runs. Solo shots, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th. And this is what we were talking about with the Red Sox bullpen. A 1.2 ERA in 15 innings. Embry, Williamson. Well, the Yankee bullpen has gone the other way. Yet Grady Little would not go to the bullpen and take Martinez out. Giambi, 0-1. Go-ahead run at second base. Jorge Posada. Pitch is taken down low, 1-1.
Right along with Embry and Williamson, Mike Timlin has probably been the best of the bunch.
Embry in this series has won a game, 4 1/3 innings. He's given up no runs, 3 hits. Timlin's still ready. With Wilson scheduled up next. The 1-1. A center field bloop. Johnny Damon will get there. And there are 2 down here in the 8th inning.
That ball wasn't hit much different than the ball that Posada hit. But the experience of Hideki Matsui, by checking the outfielders and knowing that, I mean, he could very easily still be standing on third base and maybe not have scored there. But he read that baseball. He read it perfectly. And that's what tied this ball game up. There he is. He knows right there. He knows. He's off and running. He didn't have to look at Willie Randolph at third base until he hit the third base bag saying, come on in.
Embry saw Grady Little coming, put his hands on his hip and turned away. He was not happy to see the manager coming out. There's going to be a pitching change made here with Enrique Wilson due up. Look at Embry. He wouldn't look over. You got to believe this Red Sox bullpen is not happy with their manager right now. And Timlin, whom you just talked about, is going to come in. Potential go-ahead run at second base to pinch hit for Enrique Wilson.
He's pinch hit a couple of times in this series. One of them was in game 4. He got a fastball. He caught up with it. He hit it out of the ballpark. He also pinch hit in game 1 against the guy that's on the mound right now and hit a line shot that just happened to be caught by first baseman Kevin Millar.
Timlin has been spectacular. He's retired 25 of the 26 men that he has faced in this postseason.
I still can't figure this out, though, Gary. What is there about Enrique Wilson against Alan Embry that scares you? Why Manning? You may end up playing 18 innings here tonight. Why not Embry with an opportunity to get out of it? He got Giambi out. You're going to let him face Giambi, and then you're afraid of Enrique Wilson?
I've given up trying to explain some of these things.
You know, I'm just throwing it out there.
Now this is going to be an intentional pass to the pinch hitter Sierra. And keep in mind what the Yankees are thinking here. If they can push across the go-ahead run here in the 8th inning, here comes Rivera.
I'm telling you, I don't know what to say right now. I mean, what you want Garcia to come up against Timlin? He's 1 for 4. He's got the same kind of batting average that Sierra does. If you were going to do this, why didn't you let Embry intentionally walk Enrique, and then you got the left-hander to face the left-hander? That makes too much sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
And then if Joe Torre were to counter, let's say he goes to a right-handed hitter. He brings in Juan Rivera or Aaron Boone to hit for Garcia. Now you can go bring your right-hander in. No, that makes too much sense. Never mind.
All right, just said Timlin had retired everybody but one batter in the postseason. Guess who's the one guy who didn't retire? The guy who's coming to the plate. Garcia had a single last night. the only man to reach against it. Posada's on at second base. Garcia's coming up. It is a 5-5 game, 8th inning. Aaron Boone comes in as a pinch runner. He's at first base. 2 on, 2 down. 3 runs in the inning. Mike Timlin. Garcia takes it inside for a ball. With 1 down, Jeter doubled. Williams an RBI single. Matsui delivered a double, ground rule double. And Posada a 2 RBI double, all against Martinez. Embry came on and retired Giambi. Intentional walk to Sierra. Now here's Garcia. And the pitch is taken up high, 2-0.
That runner at second base, Pedro Martinez, is still responsible for. Garcia with a base hit here. That run scores. Pedro stands to get the loss. You talk about revenge. I don't think anybody wants it more than Karim Garcia does.
2-0 delivery on the way. Timlin not close. 3-0. Soriano on deck.
You know, you warm up in the bullpen, you get everything right. You come into the ball game, you get everything right. And then you're asked to just play catch for 4 pitches to intentionally pass somebody. Every now and then, people get out of sync. Timlin normally is a guy that can throw strikes.
Garcia's on, and the bases are loaded. An intentional pass, and then an unintentional pass. What a classic Game 7 here at Yankee Stadium. Roger Clemens is off the hook. Non-decision in his start. David Wells is now the pitcher of record for the Yankees.
Good luck charm, I guess.
He gave up a home run to Ortiz that made it 5-2, but the lead didn't last. 2 down. Taken up high by Soriano. He hasn't thrown a strike, and that's going to bring Dave Wallace out.
I'm not real sure this is what he needed either. Another delay. I mean, this is where you just try to, every now and then, that cord that goes from the body to the brain, you know, that connection gets a little loose. You get a little nervous, whatever you want to call it.
Got a lot of whammies going on here.
I don't know if there's anywhere in baseball like this place that can put tension on that cord.
Over 55,000.
Yeah, but they're just, it seems like 155,000 when they get off their seats.
Well, the building rocks. Literally rocks. You can feel it. Timlin, 1-0 count. Soriano takes it for a strike. 1-1. The Yankees have batted around here in the 8th inning. Soriano is the 9th man to come to the plate after an easy first out on the pop-up to short by Nick Johnson. 1-1 delivery. That towards second base. Oh, what a stop made by Walker to Garciaparra on a bad high hop. Wow. A fielder's choice hit into by Soriano, and that ball was this close to going over Walker's head as it shot up in the air. The Yankees 3 runs, 8th inning. We go to the 9th. 5-5. Unbelievable. How about this?
I don't know. We've got more proof that the curse does not exist. I mean, if it did, that ball would have gotten through. Take a look at it here. It hits off the mound. It kicks straight up. It somewhat kicks over towards the second baseman. It lost some steam. It created a better angle for Walker to possibly get to it. That could have been an opportunity to save this game for Mariano Rivera instead of just to try to keep it where it's at.
Mariano Rivera, Mr. Save in the postseason, any other time for that matter. In this series, he has worked 3 games, has 2 saves, 1 run, 3 hits, and 5 innings. That's Walker who made that play at second base. We are in the 9th, 5-5. The Marlins still waiting to see who their opponent will be in the World Series starting Saturday. Red Sox in the 9th, bottom part of the order that's been productive. Bill Miller takes the pitch inside for a ball.
Well, you know, now by using Mussina and David Wells to get to this point in the ball game, I think if the score stays the same, the Red Sox are going to see Mariano out there for the next 3 innings.
That's almost a guarantee, isn't it? 1-1 delivery, a chopper to second base. Soriano's over. He's got it. Hustles it up for the first out. 1 away in the 9th. Mariano Rivera, of course, the all-time saves leader in postseason history. But as Rick said, he's on here with a chance to win it.
I was talking with Lee Mazzilli, the first base coach of the Yankees, and he managed the 1999 Alfonso Soriano in Double-A when he was a shortstop. And he said there is so much untapped talent right there. It's too hard to say right now that you need to move him to the outfield. He said he does his homework every single day. He comes to the ballpark. He works hard at improving defensively at second base. And it takes a while. Lee Mazzilli said it takes about 400 games at a position to get comfortable with it. And Soriano has had to have that learning experience at the big league level. So they're not ready to give up on him at that position just yet.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Jason Varitek has doubled, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Varitek against Rivera, 4 for 16 lifetime. 5-5, 9th inning. Yankees now out hitting Boston 10-9 in this game. That one is going to be taken down low. So both starters in this classic matchup non-decision. Roger Clemens and Pedro Martinez. Martinez charged with 5 runs, 10 hits.
Trying to get up in front of that box as far as he can to catch that ball before it starts moving.
Missed outside with it. 3-1. Red Sox went 26-16 in 1-run games during the year. The Yankees 22-14. 3-1 delivery by Rivera. Grounded to first. That's going to be a base hit. That's where guarding the line opens that hole up, and that's where he put it. So Varitek is on with his second hit of the ball game. 1 away in the 9th.
Well, you're darned if you do, and you're darned if you don't. There he is on the line. This is a routine ground ball, as easy as they get. And you know, I mean, Nick Johnson has to know that there's nobody else that can get that ball but him. And I know he's the best defensive option that they have at first base, but he's not even an average defensive first baseman from what we've seen here.
He's in there because of his bat. Varitek getting the high fives. Red Sox trying to win it right here as Damon Jackson, the speedster's on at first. Johnny Damon at the plate. Each team with 10 hits. And now you've taken Varitek's bat out of the lineup. If this game goes extra innings, you're trying to get it done right here. 0 for 4 in the game, 4 for 19 in the series.
I like this move.
Now out of it.
I like this move. If there's one thing you can at times do is run on Mariano Rivera. Jackson can fly.
Long look by Rivera. Runner not going. Damon started. Takes it up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rivera wanted that checked, whether or not he'd gone around, but he's not going to get it done.
Here's where your advanced scouts and your bench coaches and everything pays dividends here. If you can pick up, and they've seen a lot of each other, the hit and run sign of the Boston Red Sox. You pitch out, you take them out of the inning.
Stole 16 bases, caught 8 times regular season. Jackson at first.
I mean, there is an advanced scout for everything with the New York Yankees. You've got one that just has watched Mike Cubbings, the third base coach, all year. You've had one that's watched Damian Jackson take lead. Any little thing that they might do to tip something off, that information gets passed to Joe Torre, passed to Mel Stottlemyre.
Stottlemyre calling whether he wants to throw to first. The runner started and then stopped. Damon took the cut, 1 and 2. Now he took that swing like he thought the runner was going, the way he swung at that ball.
Yep.
Jackson started and then came back.
Looked like a hit and run to me, mainly because Jackson did not have a very big lead to begin with. He's got a little bigger lead right now.
1-2, 1 away. Infield double play depth. Runner wasn't going and the pitch is outside. These are the only 2 speedsters that the Red Sox have on the team, one at first and one at the plate.
He's right most of the time, isn't he?
Yep. That one outside. A series for the ages to be ended for a game of the same. Jackson back. Johnny Damon obviously is very tough to double up for that speed that he has going down the line. Walker on deck. Two the count. Rivera, long look. Runner goes. Damon down to first, fouls it off. Jackson will come back.
Been bearing down on Jackson here for these pitches, seeing if he does anything different. The only thing really that I noticed that last time, as opposed to the times when he didn't go, it just seemed like his arms were out front, relaxed a little bit more. It seemed like there was a little bit of tension in his arms, and they were bent just slightly the times he didn't go.
Mussina going out to make sure they know what they want to do here.
Got that big lead one more time. The arms are relaxed.
2-2 count. Not going. Damon a chopper. Third. Got to go to first to get the out, and they do. Boone makes the play. Jackson goes to second, but there are now 2 down.
Todd Walker said he figured something out about Mariano Rivera. When they faced each other in game 5 in the 8th inning, he led off with a triple. And remember, as he came across home plate, he grabbed David Ortiz and said something, and Ortiz followed up in his at bat with a base hit.
What did he learn?
He wouldn't tell me.
He's gone 3 for 8 against Rivera. The Red Sox with 2 down in the 9th. Potential go-ahead run at second. They've not had a hit with a runner in scoring position tonight. Walker's 1 for 4 with a single in the first inning. Pitch is inside for a ball.
He sure took that like he knew something. Got a man on second now. You've got to go through a series of signs. If it's second sign, this will be another cutter on the inner half.
1-0 delivery.
Cutter on that outside corner.
1-1. Red Sox had a 3-0 lead, then a 4-0 lead. Yankees made it 4-1. Sox had a 3-run lead going to the 8th. It's now tied at 5-5. The 1-1 delivery. Chopped it off. 1-2. Jackson off second base. The 1-2 delivery. Souvenir into the seats.
Right before this at bat started, Jorge Posada made sure that Mariano Rivera knew there were 2 outs. Well, a lot of times with relievers, when you come into a ball game, you want to have a simple set of signs. And a lot of times they're as simple as if there's 1 out, it's first sign. If there's 2 outs, it's second sign. Everything that Posada has put down in this at bat has been a second sign.
1-2 again with 2 away. Jackson the lead. That one hit in the air to second base. Soriano's got it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on in scoring position. Yankee bullpen tonight, 1 run in 6 innings. They have the reason this game is now tied going to the bottom of the 9th. 1947, the last Yankee win in a Game 7. The Yankees, all of their Game 7s have been in World Series play. First time they've played one in an ALCS. Doug Mirabelli comes on to catch for Veritek. Bottom of the 9th. The winner goes to the World Series Saturday. Johnson, Jeter, and Williams are due up against Timlin.
This is where stars are born.
Legends made. First pitch popped up. No play.
Well, Derek Jeter has already done what he needed to do. 1 out, nobody on in that 8th inning, and he found a way. Down in the count, 0-2. Pedro on the mound. The captain, Mussina, did everything he could do. He's pitched in 3 games in this series. Came in with men on first and third and nobody out, and did not allow a run to score.
The bullpen of the Yankees. Mussina 3 innings, 2 hits. Already at 2/3 of an inning. Nelson 2/3 of an inning. Wells 2/3 of an inning. The home run by Ortiz, the only run off the relievers. There's David Wells. And now Mariano Rivera's on a relief. Red Sox have viewed Martinez, Embry, and Timlin, with Martinez charged with all 5 runs. Johnson takes the pitch down low, 1-2.
Florida Marlins got to be sitting in Chicago laughing about this. Let this thing go 15 innings.
Yeah. Marlins, whoever wins this, they just want them tired. And their pitching rotation all messed up. Jeter waiting on deck. 1-2 delivery by Timlin. That's fouled off. Major League Baseball International's presentation of the 2003 American League Championship Series is being brought to you by MasterCard. There are some things in life that money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. And having grown up in New England, the state of Maine, Red Sox territory, I can tell you right now, you may or may not believe in the curse, but I can guarantee you, in the 6 New England states, they believe it. They are dying right now. It's a foul ball. This team had a lead. It looked like they were going to put it away. 3-run lead going to the 8th inning. A great bullpen in this postseason. Whether it's the curse of the Babe or just ill performance, the Yankees came back. And right now, it's about Grady Little and the decision to leave Pedro Martinez in this game.
Well, another thing we know about today, it's National Boss Day.
I didn't know that.
Who's the big boss here? He's feeling a little bit better now than he was feeling about a half hour ago.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Up high, 2-2. The tenor, Ronan Tynan.
He got him going. 1 run through 6 innings till he did his thing. They scored 4 in the last 2.
It's like he's getting ready to pinch hit. Or he's trying out for Pope. This one is popped up short. Garcia Parra. 1 away.
No big deal, right? Well, that's exactly how the bottom of the 8th inning started out. Johnson has done his job now. He popped up to the shortstop, which he did in the 8th. Now it's up to the captain.
This is why you want home field advantage. This is what you play for.
Get to hit
Game
last.
7. You get the last chance. That's what a home field advantage really is about. The Yankees have that. Jeter doubled in the 8th inning to start that rally that resulted in 3 runs on 4 hits. Timlin is inside to him for a ball.
They'll just take that outside corner away from you. Jeter likes to go to the opposite field. He knows that there's a favorable porch down that line for him. Get on top of the plate. Look on the outer half.
Timlin's delivery to him up high. Derek Jeter has had a walk-off home run. Game 4, 2001 World Series against Arizona. Mike Timlin. Jeter's 1 for 10 against him. Went on the outside corner with it, 2-1.
Taken all the way. The one thing about Jeter that surprises you watch him take batting practice. He's not that inside out gap power type guy. He hit several balls out in BP tonight to dead center field. He's got a couple of different swings that he can throw at you.
Derek Jeter, the champ, the 2-1 delivery. He was taking that. He tried to show bunt, took the pitch, 2-2. He's asking where it was. The McClellan home plate umpire.
He's right down the middle.
His hand came off the bat.
Even if, you know, Millar was so far back at first base, I think he had thoughts of maybe pushing it that way and trying to win a foot race with Timlin to the bag. But when the bat came out of his top hand, there was nothing he could do. I don't know why you bunt there, though.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Infield back very deep now. And Jeter takes it inside, and it's full, 3-2.
Jeter at home plate is a lot like Pedro on the mound. A lot like having Phil Jackson as your coach on the sidelines. They tend to influence things. Soriano's time will come. He don't have a lot of influence right now.
Got to have some experience before you get the influence. 3-2 with 1 away here in the 9th inning. Jeter's gone. Boy, Timlin, no matter what happens here, Timlin has been spectacular out of the bullpen for Boston. What a difference he has made in this postseason for this team.
What kind of a difference could he have made if he would have been on the mound to start the bottom of the 8th inning?
Win or lose, but especially if Boston loses, Grady Little's going to have a lot of questions to answer about that 8th inning. And leaving Pedro Martinez in. 2 down. Bernie Williams. 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored in the game. Fouls that off, strike 1.
This matchup has favored the Boston Red Sox. Bernie Williams just 2 for 18 off of Mike Timlin. You know, even 3 for 18 would be bad, but if that 3 leaves the ballpark,
you forget all the other ones.
Oh, you know we're going to hear Mr. Sinatra.
0-1 the count. Timlin's pitch misses up high. For Bernie Williams, this is the first postseason that Williams has not had a home run. Of course, this postseason isn't over yet.
It'll be over for somebody here before long.
1-1 delivery to Williams. Second base. Oh, what a stop. Walker. Fantastic play. And the Yankees are retired in the ninth. And this Game 7 will continue to run its own course. Walker has ended the last 2 innings. We close in on the midnight hour. East Coast time. About 10 minutes away from it. We are in extra innings, the 10th inning of a 5-5 Game 7. Fouled off by Garcia-Parra on Rivera's delivery.
Got some guys coming up now that have had some success against Mariano Rivera. Nomar at 368. The guy behind him, Manny Ramirez, only 172, but he's got a home run.
Missed inside with that 1-1. Boston split with 2 extra inning games they played in the division series against Oakland, so they are 1-1 extra innings in the postseason. Nasty pitch inside, 1-2.
You know, he just started doing that the last couple of years. You look for that cutter all the time. You figure that's what you're going to get. He'll throw one that'll run in underneath the hands of a right-hander. I don't know what to tell you to look for.
Down to third and foul. Garcia-Parra delivered a single. It came in the 5th inning. Red Sox got 2 runs in the 2nd. 3 runs rather. Nixon a 2 RBI homer. Veritek would score for the 3rd in that inning. Kevin Millar a home run in the 4th inning. Ortiz a home run in the 8th. Got him. One down, 10th inning.
Guys that like to extend, like Nomar, want that ball out over the plate. Such good command to both sides of the plate. Nomar kept thinking the ball was going to cut and run back across the heart of the plate. It never did.
First strikeout for Rivera. Garcia-Parra. Here's Ramirez, 1 for 4, base hit. That came back in the 5th inning. The Yankees got on the board. Giambi had 2 homers, 1 in the 5th and 1 in the 7th. And then in the 8th inning, a Williams RBI single, a Posada 2 RBI double, and they tied the game up. The Red Sox seeing leads disappear. Now 5-5 in the 10th.
There he is. You knew he'd have his spikes on tonight. Wakefield getting ready. I would imagine if he's throwing now, he'll be throwing in the bottom of the 10th.
Check swing. Did he go? Check it first. Yes. Terry Kraft. 2-1.
Still not getting anything out of the plate for them to swing at.
Getting tired?
I'm not.
No. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery. Broken bat into the seats. And the count goes to 2-2. That's where it hit. Guy had a catcher's glove down there. And he didn't catch it, and he's hearing about it. Ramirez steps out. Two delivery. That one off the end of the bat. Soriano. 2 down. Rivera continues to work his magic. Gave up a hit in the 9th. Retired everybody else. Here's Ortiz, 8th inning.
He's had some magic working for him. First pitch thrown from David Wells. seemed to be a little bit of insurance. That made the score 5-2. It looked like Boston had this game at hand. I don't know that anything since this postseason started has been predictable.
There's Wells, who gave up the homer to him. Ortiz has hit Rivera. 5 for 9. Inside corner for a strike.
You know, some guys shave their heads because of, you know, bets or chemistry or whatever, and then other guys really don't have a choice.
It's the way it comes.
It's just, it's
a la natural.
It's a lot easier that way.
0-1 delivery is inside. Rivera buries that one in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
How about these numbers? 5 for 9, David Ortiz against Mariano Rivera. You got to face that guy, which eventually you do. This is where you want him. 2 outs, nobody on.
1-1 delivery to Ortiz. He fouls that off, and the count goes to 1-2. 33 pitches thrown by Rivera. Yankee fans up for the strikeout. He's got 1. Down the left field line, Matsui over in the corner. That ball is off the top. It's in play, and Ortiz is in with a double. And almost put 1 out. He drove it down the line, took a hop up and off that wall.
Loves to extend. Roger Clemens talking about the plate coverage of David Ortiz. Got something to extend on. Really, I mean, it didn't look like he drove the ball. He just kind of threw the head at it. That ball carried all the way down the line. I thought for a second it might carve around that corner and get out of the ballpark. It got a piece of the wall, bounced up, and now that go-ahead possible winning run is in scoring position.
And the Red Sox again will try and get it done right here. Gabe Kapler will come on for Ortiz as a pinch runner. Ortiz, the designated hitter in the game, is out of there, and Kapler's in.
All the Yankee outfielders getting those throwing arms loose. They have all shortened up as far as their defensive position is concerned. They know they might have to make a throw.
Millar swings and misses. 3 for 10 with a home run lifetime off Rivera. Millar has had a home run in this game. It came in the 4th inning. He has scored 2 runs, 2 for 4, the homer and a single. Red Sox with 11 hits now in the ball game. Rivera inside on that one. 1-1.
See those last 2 numbers, 96, 97. I mean, those are big numbers anytime, but they're big in April, and they're big in May. But for a guy who's thrown as many innings in as many big situations as Mariano Rivera has had to do, that's a huge number on October 16th.
A towering pop-up in the infield. Jeter makes the play. So the Red Sox still looking for a hit with a runner in scoring position. 0 for 9 tonight in that department. No runs, 1 hit. A base runner left at second.
See, that's where you take a good look at him too. I mean, you don't just let him make the decision. I remember a lot of times Walter Alston, my first big league manager with the Dodgers, saying that when you look into the eyes of a guy, it's kind of like the window to his soul. I mean, is he really convincing you that he's okay to go back out there? If not, you shut him down. You thank him for what he's given you.
Yankees get a run, and you won't have to worry about it. Here is Tim Wakefield, the knuckleballer, on in relief. The game's tied 5-5. We're in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Matsui leads it off. Matsui's had 2 doubles and a run scored in the game. That one foul. Wakefield has been a major difference in this postseason for Boston.
Sure didn't think I'd see him tonight, particularly after they scored that 5th run in the 8th inning. You got Pedro Martinez on the mound. That should have been guarantee win night. You get 5 runs with a #1 guy.
Missed inside, 2-1. Wakefield, of course, is a starter. Called on here to work in relief. Throws almost all knucklers. Misses with it. 3-1. He made 2 relief appearances during the season. 33 starts. 35 games appeared in. Down to first, guarding the line. Millar's got it. 1 down, 10th inning. Thorne Posada, perhaps the biggest hit in the game to this point.
Gotta be. Gotta be. Wasn't hit real hard. Found a gap out there. Tied this ball game up. Matsui, who had doubled before him, touches home plate. Well, you just thought they were going to get more at that point. Embry came in and shut it down, and then Timlin got lucky. A ball hit hard by Soriano, but that retired the side.
1 down in the 10th inning. Game tied at 5-5. Thorne Posada takes the pitch down low for a ball. With a knuckler like Wakefield, Rick, you're just never sure. He's never sure if he's got the pitch under control or not. 1-0 delivery, floats that one in, didn't go around. 2-0.
One thing that helped was when you pitch ran with Damian Jackson back in the top of the 9th inning for Veritek, you got the catcher that Wakefield is more comfortable with. Mirabelli catches him the majority of the time.
2-0 delivery on the way, and that is there for a strike to Thorne Posada. Posada's gone 8 for 33 in his career against Wakefield. 2-1 delivery on the way to him. Another one that broke the bat, popped up shallow center. Damon coming. 2 down. Timlin, fine job in relief, an inning and a third. Didn't give up a hit. 2 walks, 1 intentional, and struck out 1.
Boy, the numbers you look at now, though, for me, are the home runs allowed. And in 36 5-ball games, 33 starts, 23 home runs allowed. The guy standing at home plate already has 2 tonight.
Giambi hasn't been a pretty postseason in all the numbers, but 2 home runs in this game, and if you were to make it a 3-homer game, he'd have a season revived in 1 swing of the bat. Wakefield gets a strike on him. Reggie Jackson knows all about what home runs do for you in the postseason. Mr. October. Giambi has gone 13 for 64 against him. Wakefield. There's Reggie Jackson watching the game here tonight. 1-1 delivery. Even though Giambi's numbers against him average-wise are .203, he's had 2 homers off Wakefield. Here's the GM, Ryan Cashman. Reggie there in the box with him, owner of the Red Sox, John Henry. Foul ball.
I think they might have heard that roar all the way in Boston.
People getting up off the floor at a number of establishments in Boston right now. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way. Popped up, shallow left center. That's a long way to run for Ramirez, but it's a high pop-up. He's got it. Great job by Wakefield in the 10th. He retires the side in order. Game 7 to decide the pennant winner in the American League will go to the 11th inning here at Yankee Stadium. A 5-5 game at 12:08 Eastern Time. 1918, the last time the Red Sox won a World Series. They're trying to get there.
Look at that. They've cleaned the slate. Let's start over again.
Clean it off.
Double nickels.
Trot Nixon. This is the first time this year Rivera has worked more than 2 innings. Popped up and fouled. He went 2 innings 5 times during the season. Second inning, which was 2 days ago.
And appropriately, Mr. Nixon started trotting. His dad knew you don't nickname him Sprint.
John Burkett talking with Grady Little, the manager. Rivera 0-1 count. Nixon fouls it off. 2 strikes. He's had 4 postseason home runs. A fine .303 average.
These are great fans. Love them, like them, whatever. They are on their feet supporting their team every opportunity they have.
Mariano Rivera up high. This is the most pitches Rivera has thrown in an outing this year.
What did Joe tell us yesterday? But everything, whatever you got,
empty the bags.
Empty the bag.
Nixon 3 for 11 off Rivera lifetime. 1-2 pitch to him is inside.
That ain't right, Timmy. That's not right. Watch McClellan here. Borderline, whatever. The crowd thought. Look at him. Yeah, he looks to the right like he's. No.
Body language, but no arm to go with it.
He's messing with him.
2-2 delivery. That's it. Rivera's got 2 strikeouts. 1 away in the 11th.
These teams were so close. You know, over the course of the season, playing each other. They played each other 25 times now. The Yankees are up 13-12. Offensively, they can do some things. I mean, there's just so many things they have in common other than the guy that's on the mound.
Rivera 1 down. A broken back ground ball toward second base by Bill Miller. Soriano. These teams are now playing in their 236th inning against each other this year. No teams have played more games against one another ever in 1 year. There aren't a lot of secrets, if any. It's execution. And Rivera right now is the man doing the executing. 2 down. Doug Mirabelli gets his first at bat.
Why not? Swing hard in case you hit it.
Mirabelli on to do the catching. Veritek out. Veritek came out for a pinch runner. Rivera's pitch, boy, that came with some juice on it. Couldn't hold up. Strike 2.
He had to figure there'd be a big advantage here for Mariano. It's tough enough to hit him when you've seen him. Mirabelli's never faced him before.
Two strike count, 2 down, 5-5. Bottom of the 11th. Thorne Posada takes the timeout. Mariano Rivera looking for the final out here of the inning. Rivera's career numbers in the postseason are just spectacular. He's gone 6-1 with 29 saves. That's an all-time record for saves in the postseason. Teams in 89 innings against him are hitting 178. He's given up 56 hits in 89 innings in postseason. 0-2 delivery. The fans have to delay. We told you earlier, because Tim McClellan's got that delayed signal for a strike, the fans aren't sure. So they started cheering, then they're waiting. And no.
But that's what he says to the hitter and the catcher. Nope. And then he goes, yep.
1-2 delivery. Arbelli's gone.
Yep.
3 strikeouts for Rivera. He retires the side in order in the 11th inning. Bottom half of the 9th inning. Aaron Boone's not had an at-bat yet. Garcia hitting 9th, and then Soriano, the leadoff batter. Coming up 5-5, Game 7. Mariano Rivera takes on now as major reliever and major cheerleader.
Yeah, I was going to say he put his glove down and he grabbed some pom-poms because the night looks to be over for him. Contreras has been up and throwing since Tim Wakefield got to the mound. Here to pitch in the bottom of the 11th.
Aaron Boone's first at bat in this game. This is his first ever playoff year. What a year. He hits the ball way back left field. Aaron Boone, a walk-off home run. The Yankees are the American League champions.
Trading deadline. Brian Cashman, the general manager, made a trade with the Cincinnati Reds. It brought over Aaron Boone. A tough decision for Joe Torre because he had to let go 2 of his favorites. Robin Ventura and Todd Zeile were moved to make room. Well, they knew what they were getting. They knew they would get a guy that could make the plays. They knew they would get a guy that could occasionally hit a home run. He just grabbed a piece of New York Yankee postseason history.
He just became officially a Yankee. The first walk-off homer for the Yankees to win a series since Chris Chambliss did it in 1976. It was an ALCS game against Kansas City. This time it is Aaron Boone.
An absolute total team effort. Mike Mussina was huge. Roger Clemens just didn't have it. This was not the way his career was supposed to end. It's not going to end that way. Right now, they don't have anybody to start on Saturday against the Florida Marlins, but right now they don't care.
Yankee bullpen went 8 innings and gave up only 1 run. Rivera's the winner. 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts.
It was everything and more than we could have possibly expected. National Boss Day.
curse lives. Joe Torre went over to see the wife and family. It'll be the Marlins coming to New York. For Joe Torre, 73-33 in postseason games now as manager of the Yankees. Yankees have won their 39th American League pennant.
You know, we talk about Hall of Famers. Easily a decision to put Joe Torre right there with the best. This is his 6th trip to the World Series in just the last 8 years.
He has won 6 American League pennants with the Yankees and 4 World Championships. They will be going after a 5th under Torre, and the Yankees will be after their 27th World Championship. A devastating loss for Boston. They went into the 8th inning with a 3-run lead and could not hold it with Pedro Martinez on the mound. And Grady Little is going to face a lot of tough questions in Boston.
Well, I don't think his players need to answer any questions. They could have given up yesterday. They were down to Andy Pettit earlier. They were down 6-4 after Posada's home run late in the game. They battled. They left every single thing they had on the field. The problem was they asked for too much from Pedro Martinez tonight.
Andy Pettit. Giambi, 2 home runs in the game.
That's the thing that the Yankees have to feel the best about. I mean, coming into this game, the question marks about Giambi, the question marks about Mussina, and not getting a whole lot of production from Aaron Boone.
Who got 1 at bat and 1 pitch. And lifted a homer to left field for a walk-off championship series homer. A 3rd-generation major leaguer. Ray Boone, his grandfather. Bob Boone, his dad. Brett Boone, his brother, plays in Seattle and is here tonight broadcasting. And Aaron Boone hits the winner.
Pretty solid family tree, I would say. I told you, with 1 swing of the bat, we'd hear from Mr. Sinatra again.
About 800 times, actually.
Well, you knew it, too. I mean, coming into the bottom of the 11th, the 3 guys coming up for Joe Torre had a combined 73 home runs this year. But none of them will be remembered more than that one.
Aaron Boone, the game winner. It came in the 236th inning of the 26th game between the Yankees and Red Sox in 2003. Lee Mazzilli, first base coach.
You know, some people might think this gets old for Derek Jeter. I don't think so. Look who's out there on the mound. That's Mariano Rivera crying, kissing the mound here at Yankee Stadium.
Our Pepsi play of the game. The home run by Aaron Boone.
Well, the Marlins know where they're going now. I'll see you here in a couple days.
We're not going anywhere.
That didn't take long.
What an amazing printing press, huh? Our MasterCard priceless moment came in the 8th inning. The Red Sox went into that inning up 5-2. The Yankees with one down. Jeter a single. Williams an RBI single. Matsui delivered a double. The Yankees on the doorstep, and up came Jorge Posada.
Well, and the bullpen was available and ready to go for the Boston Red Sox, but that was not the move. Pedro stayed in the ball game. Posada tied it up. Looks like he's starting to smile a little bit.
I think that monument changed while we played this game. Congratulations to Mariano Rivera, the winning pitcher in this game. He is the American League Championship Series MVP.
I think we voted for him, didn't we? We voted 3 or 4 times tonight.
Yes, we did. We did vote for him. Rivera in the postseason, a win and 4 saves. He worked 4 games, 8 innings, gave up just 1 run in this series. He had a win and 2 saves in this series. Aaron Boone. So the Florida Marlins and the Yankees will be the participants in the 2003 World Series that will begin here at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, and we will be here.
Nobody's going to take the Florida Marlins for granted anymore after defeating Barry Bonds and his San Francisco Giants, coming back to win games 6 and 7 in Chicago against the Cubs to get here.
Kyle Steinbrenner, this is Audrey. It's all yours.
Well, on behalf of the Commissioner of Baseball,
the award being given here to Joe Torre.
Fans throughout the world who I know enjoyed this series, I want to present you with the William Heritage Award for 2003, the American League Championship Trophy. Congratulations.
Jackie Autry.
Thanks very much. I mean, we sure as hell didn't want to play Boston, but now that it's all over with, I'm glad we beat.
Joe, you commented to Mrs. Autry just a moment ago, this never gets old.
Oh, yeah, it never gets old. You know, you're not of a mind to say, you know, oh, we won a couple, let somebody else do it. Now, you get in that competition, I couldn't be more proud. I've had a great bunch of guys over the 8 years I've been here, but this ball club galvanized, and I felt it coming together our last trip to Boston, not the playoffs, before that, and they just started biting and scratching and doing a lot of things, not really caring what they looked like, and it was, it just carried it right through.
You're going to your 6th World Series in 8 years as manager of the Yankees. Beat the Mets in 2000, lost in 2001 to the Diamondbacks. What was going through your mind, 8th inning, down 5-2?
Well, the only thing I knew that, you know, they did it to us yesterday. And every time I go out to the mound, I bring in a new pitcher. I'd say to Jeter, I said, well, this guy's liable to be the winner today, you know. And then Boomer, I said, you might as well win another game this week. And he says, why not? And then he gave up the home run just to make it tougher on us. But Mariano Rivera, what can you say about Mariano Rivera? And Aaron Boone, thank you. Thank you, General Manager. Aaron Boone.
Well, let's bring in Yankees General Manager Brian Cashman. What was going through?
So there it is. The American League pennant winners are the New York Yankees. 5-11-0 for Boston, 6-11-1. The Yankees with Rivera on the mound win it. He's the MVP of the series. Wakefield the loser. Wakefield one pitch in the 11th inning that left the yard off the bat of Aaron Boone. Now we go to the World Series. Rick, it starts on Saturday.
And I'll tell you one thing, it does not get old for Joe Torre because they lost in 2001. They were eliminated in a division series last year. This team is motivated, and like he said, they have come together at exactly the right time to be a formidable opponent for those Florida Marlins.
Saturday, Sunday here in New York, going for their 27th World Championship. The Marlins have never lost a postseason series. We started with Roger Clemens, hoping for a little luck. Well, he didn't have it. He gave up 4 runs, 6 hits, and 3 innings plus. But little did he or anyone else know that this game was going to go a long way into the night. Pedro Martinez, 5 runs, 10 hits over 7 1/3 in this game. But both of these starters in this 7-game classic were non-decision. The Red Sox used the long ball throughout the series. Nixon getting one there. That came in the second. The Red Sox put 3 runs up in that inning. Millar added to it in the 4th inning with a homer. And the Red Sox thought this is looking pretty good. They got Clemens out of there. He didn't know if he was ever going to pitch again in the majors. Giambi got him on the board in the 5th inning. The first of 2 home runs that Giambi had in the game. Both of those coming off Martinez. 4-1. 7th inning. 4-2. Giambi coming around again. Ortiz looked like a tack-on run in the 8th inning when he hit a homer. 5-3. And then the wheel turned. In the 8th inning, Jorge Posada with a 2 RBI double that tied the ball game up. 3 runs in the 8th inning. And it stayed that way until the 11th. Aaron Boone, first pitch he'd ever seen in the game. And the Yankees win it 6-5. We will be right back here. Yankee Stadium, Game 1, Florida, New York, Saturday at 7:30 Eastern Time. For Rick Sutcliffe and all of our crew, the Babe's curse lives in Boston, but it's good luck in New York.